All right, let's do it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Almost Sideways podcast. This is episode 211 of our podcast, and it is a very special episode as we are trying something we've never tried before. And we're either going to fail at it or it's going to be amazing. It's possible both could happen. We'll see. My name is Terry Plucknett, and we have our full cast of characters here, and I'm going to be introducing them one at a time as we go along, as we do our 2022 Almost Sideways Awards. So first up, we have Zach Saltz. Zach, how's it going?
What's up? What's up? What's up? All you players out there, like and subscribe, smash that like button. You know you got the best talent here, and I'm confident that we will be predicting the right awards. This is the only awards that matter, not the DGAs. No one cares about that. It's all about the Almost Sideways Awards.
We are going to become the precursor to watch.
I think so.
Yes, for all of you watching on YouTube, yes, that's actually how Zach always is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next we have
fan service.
Yeah. Next we have my little brother, younger brother. I think he's taller than me still. Todd, how's it going?
What do you mean still? Yeah. Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Yeah, this should be fun. I mean, yeah, first annual, so I'm excited.
Yes, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And last but certainly not least, the one and only Adam Daly. Adam.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Oh wait, we're looking the wrong way. What's going on? I need to bright this up. What's going on? Yeah, I need to crash and burn. Anyway, I'll shut up. How's it going, guys?
He's been planning that move for a month.
Yes,
lovely. I think he has. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. So we have a lot of awards we're gonna be talking about. Adam. Oh, we've got a hi, everyone.
What's up? Hi, everyone. What's up, Leo? Geekly Goods. What's going on?
We got a lot of guys watching. This is great stuff. Stuff.
Oh, this is the best one. I hope to see some love for Pearl. From Pearl. What's up, Pearl?
Pearl herself. Yeah, so we are live on YouTube. We're going to have some comments coming in. So if you're listening to the podcast after the fact, these are all comments that are coming in live. If you're watching YouTube after the fact, welcome. Make sure you're liking, subscribing on YouTube, and wherever you find your podcasts, we're all over there. So we're going to be doing a couple different things as we go through. We're going to be revealing some. We're going to be revealing some nominations for like the major awards that you see at all the different award shows: actor, actress, director, screenplay, stuff like that. And then if you've listened to our podcast before, we do a lot of deep dives. And through those deep dives, we have some really random categories that we always do. And for those, we are going to come up with our winners of those categories for the year 2022. So you'll be seeing some very specific to Almost Sideways awards given out on this podcast as well.
Yeah, screw makeup, screw costume design. We're all about biggest stick man on this podcast. That's the only word that really matters. Highest war, punchable face, Nicolas Cage. That's all we really care about.
Absolutely. All right. So yes, welcome once again, the Almost Sideways Movie Awards for 2022. The most important segment, as always. Hey, there we go. Glad to see Pearl on the thumbnail. It's good stuff. Most importantly, what are we drinking today? I like it. It's a very nice. Great balls of fire right there. So for that, first we're going to go to Zach.
All right. Well, I'm not drinking anything notable, but I'm going to use this time to hijack my time and talk about my greatest gambling moment of the year, which happened yesterday. Todd was a witness to it. So I won some money on Princeton Friday night. I love Princeton. I love betting on the Ivy League. So I figured I'd let that money run a little bit, and I put some cash down on a Kansas-Princeton parlay. So Kansas had a big comeback yesterday. It was great win over Baylor. So the second leg of the parlay, Princeton is playing Yale, and Princeton is up 63-46 with about 8 minutes left. They've dominated the game. And I look at my betting app, and I'm set to win. If I win my bet, I get $125. I have the option to cash out at $121. So I would have to give up $4. I'm just kind of thinking, listen, I'm chill. It's Saturday. I don't want to sweat this one out. I'll just take the money. And wouldn't you know it, Yale not only came back and tied the game, they won it in overtime. It was one of the greatest moments of my life. Hats off to Princeton. Hats off to Yale. I love that Ivy League basketball. Great conference. And you know what, boys? Sometimes you just got to cash out when it's running hot. And you know that something bad is going to happen. You don't want to sweat it out. You just want to chill. All right. You know, just keep living.
Oh,
yes, I'm
well
drinking.
done. Well done. And all that to say, you're drinking water today. Yeah. Okay.
Didn't
Todd,
sound like it.
Todd, what do you got?
I'm drinking wine. It's the Intruso from the Grand Cuvée Interrosera from Bodegas Lo Nuevo, Spain. It's dark. It's really fruity, and yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a nice glass you got there. It's good. It's good.
Cheers.
All right, Adam.
All right. Well, for an almost sideways movie award time, we got some Suntory time, Suntory whiskey. So really excited to be sipping on some of this. Costco, yeah, $50 for the big
Nice
jar. There we go.
Well done. Well done.
I'm pretty sure you don't call it a jar, but
maybe you can parlay this awards broadcast.
I've had a couple already.
You can get a second career in Japan doing promos for them.
There you go.
I should have opened like this. For almost sideways time, you make it a Suntory time.
That's how you should make it
more like Roger Moore, less Sean Connery.
Yeah, good point.
So for my beer of the week, we just finished. Todd knows this, and Zach remembers this. We just finished LEST this weekend, and which is a big thing around here. I was an assistant basketball coach for our middle school team this year. And we had a little like team party on Friday night, and the team understands their coach and got me a 6-pack of beer for the so that's what I'm drinking, and it's a good one. It's from Deschutes Brewing. It is the Mirror Pond Pale Ale.
Nice.
So that's what I'm drinking. So this is
what's up, Amari?
Yeah, this is on behalf of my basketball team.
Right on. Well, good. Cheers, everybody. Let's kick off this first annual award show. Let's do it.
Let's do it. And to kick this off, it's going to feel like we're going a little backwards. And I'll explain why. We're kicking this off with Best Picture. And the reason for that is about a month ago, we did a whole podcast and a live YouTube video revealing our top 10 movies of the year. And in doing that, we also revealed our website's top 5 movies of the year and even named our number 1. So we've already kind of revealed it. So it's a little anticlimactic. We're not going to save it for the end because we already know what it is. However, we are going to announce once again what our top 5 movies of the year are.
Well, let's be clear. They might have changed, right?
I don't think they've changed.
I hope they haven't.
I
hope they haven't.
We all saw EO and that's now our number 1 of the year.
But we didn't.
Oh, okay.
So here are our top 5 movies of 2022.
And the final award of the evening, the Almost Sideways Best Picture lineup for 2022. All Quiet on the Western Front. Babylon. The Banshees of Inisherin. Tar. Top Gun Maverick.
That was awesome.
It's so good. Well done, Adam.
It's sad that I know the Oscar ceremony that Nicholson and Cage were at.
How about
I believe that's from the O2 Awards.
How about that opening, that very first shot you saw from it? Remember? Any guesses? Hugh Jackman.
Oh,
that's when he did that. The Oscar thing stood up to. I don't know, but still,
good stuff.
It
I
was
like
cool to
the
see the
I like
Cager.
the random. Why is Greg Kinnear here? That's that's like the best
watching
part.
the strip show in Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah.
It's like
It's like, yeah.
And so yeah, those are our five best picture nominees. And if you watched or if you've checked out our website almostsideways.com, you can check out all of our content there. You know that at that podcast episode last month, we named our best picture of the year Top Gun Maverick. So that is our first award.
I think we did a good
We're
job.
giving out that we already gave out. We're gonna have to do this differently next year for best picture, but anyways, so it is now time.
Nobody knows how we count the votes.
Our next one.
It's a little suspicious because we got all three of your number one films were there. My number one film was nowhere to be seen. Very curious. I demand a recount.
So we're going to talk a little bit later about how we tabulate the votes, because Todd and I have been debating quite passionately about how we were going to do this for the actual awards we're going to give on this podcast. So Top Gun Maverick was so good. Would y'all say it's better than the original Top Gun? Oh,
yes. That's a Terry question.
It is. I put when we did our top 100 of all time. Was that last summer or 2 summers ago? I honestly can't remember anymore.
I can't remember the night either.
Put
20.
Was it 20? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I put Top Gun in my top 100 of all time. So it's getting close though. It's getting close to being better than the original. All right, so there are 2 different types of awards we're giving today, whatever this is. And we're going to be, like I said, we're going to be revealing nominations for the traditional awards, your actor, actress, supporting actress, director, original and adapted screenplay. And then live, and you guys can participate in this conversation, we are going to be debating and coming up with our nominations and our winners for all of our crazy weird categories that we do on our deep dives. So for that, we are going to start with the Amazing Larry, Big Tim High Roller, but this time for 2022. The minor character of the year.
Ooh.
I like that banner. It's a good banner. It's good. Even though I haven't seen that movie yet, I still like the banner. So for 2022, the minor character of the year. Now, this isn't different than supporting. If you haven't been listening in, this is like random other character that we just kind of love. So that's what we're going to be looking at here. That's what we're going to be going for. The way we're going to put together our nominees is we're going to do it Mount Rushmore style like we normally do. We're each going to submit one that's going to be up for consideration. And then we're going to kind of talk through what other ones we considered, come up with a consensus 5th. If you guys want to contribute to the conversation on finding that 5th one, we can. And then we're going to debate until we decide which one is our number one. So
I think if we do have a tie, like we each pick 2 of us, split the vote, and that we go to the viewer comments too, that just to break the tie possibly. Is that something that we could do?
We could do
possible.
Possible. Yeah, I see it more as just a conversation than a vote. So we'll see kind of where it goes from there. But for the first submission as a nominee for minor character of the year, we're going to Todd. So Todd, tell us.
Get off.
Tell us who's your submission.
So I mean, I have some really good ones. I wanted to go with, but since I'm going first, I guess I'll go with one of the scenes that stuck out to me the most was the scene with the character called the Wolf, played by Benito Martinez Ocasio, or Bad Bunny in Bullet Train.
Oh, that's a good one.
His fight scene, he's the Mexican assassin. He's it was nuts. It was one of the things of that movie that made me like be on the verge of like really liking it. So I'll go with that one. It's a little. I mean, he only had like one scene, so I think it's good enough.
That's a good pick. Actually, I like it.
Yeah,
that is a good pick. All right, so we've got one. Adam, you're next. Who's your submission?
if this was like the first film, not the second film, I think easily could be M'Baku could be the minor character that I would submit because Winston Duke is amazing. I got to do the plug. I had to do it. I stayed true to myself. I'm gonna go with a little horror film. I'm gonna go with Bruce Yamada from Black Phone. He's the all-star baseball player there. He's played by Tristan Pravong, and he hit that slider. He almost had him, but he knocked that ball out of the park. You could tell he's like a borderline stick man too, like in the making. He gets all the ladies' attention. He's just a super awesome baseball player. When I was putting this list together, I was like, I'm feeling that guy. He was there for a little bit. That's who I'm going to go with. Bruce Yamada from the Black Phone. I wish I would want to see more of him. So,
man, yeah, that's a good one. All right. So we've got 2 submissions. It's my turn now. My pick, I've got a couple really good ones, but the one I'm going to go with is I'm going to go with the character of Max, played by PJ Byrne, the assistant director in Babylon, who is most known for his the Hello College scene where he just completely flips out and starts yelling crazily at everyone else. He's a guy who was like in Wolf of Wall Street and stuff like that. He's been in commercials. Yep. He had like one of the standout performances of the entire movie. And it was really just one scene that he just shined in. And it was one of the first names I thought of when we thought of minor character. Yeah, that Hello College scene was hilarious. And he was the one that made it as funny as it was, I think. So that I had to go with him as my favorite minor character. And then we never saw him after that. Seriously, we never saw him again after the Hello College scene.
That is true. Yeah, good call.
Man. So that's my pick. All right.
That's a good one.
Zach, give us our last non-negotiable submission here.
Well, oftentimes the great minor characters are ones that come on like Dion Waiters and just drain threes with lots of flair and not a lot of substance, but a lot of dialogue and a lot of excess, which I kind of feel like is both Todd and Adam's pick to some degree. I'm going to go with someone who makes their appearance because of their relative lack of dialogue and how they stick out in this movie. And that is none other than Lieutenant Robert Floyd, weapons system officer, also known by call sign Bob in Top Gun Maverick. Because Bob, I mean, he probably could make some memes of his own. I think we had a lot of questions about Bob after the movie. Doing some research, he was played by Bill Pullman's son, which is interesting. And it's just, why does he have the call sign Bob? It's never explained. It's the one thing in that movie that you really want to know more about. And I think we need a Top Gun Bob as the third installment. Joseph Kaczynski, if you're out there, we have the idea. There's the pitch.
Nice.
I like it. We need a Top
Gun. I like
Gun
those
Bob.
picks.
All right, so we've got the Wolf from Bullet Train. We've got Bruce Yamada from the Black Phone. We've got Max from Babylon. And we've got Bob from Top Gun Maverick. This is amazing.
Picks so much.
This is amazing. All right. We need a fifth. So
okay.
if those that are watching, if you have any ideas of just some random like 1 or 2 scene character from a movie in 2022 that you love, throw it out there. One. We're going to be throwing out some other ones.
The cameraman from Babylon in that same college scene.
How are we not talking about Tobey Maguire in Babylon? That's
a
scene.
I don't know. I like Max better. I like the assistant is it the cameraman that dies? Is that the one?
Cameraman who dies,
yeah.
Hello College, yeah.
Poor guy. Okay, I think I have one that will be potentially our consensus pick that no one's mentioned yet. And it is John Ford, played by David Lynch in Fabelmans.
I had him in a different category.
That's pretty good.
Oh, okay. He was in a different category. That was one of the ones
I know what category it's going to be.
Yeah.
He has an eye patch.
Well,
anyways,
I
thought that would be a good one.
Our honorable mentions. It sounds like Todd had a lot, but
that's how we're going to come up with. That's how we're going to come up with what our fifth one is, because we've got 4 now. We need a fifth.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's not just going to be the viewers then.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a combination of everything.
Okay.
So that's the one. That's the one other good one I had on here.
All right, I got a couple ones.
Yeah, some other people throw them out.
All right, so I got the Hondo from Top Gun was another one I was mentioning, but I think he had a little too much screen time there. The Joker, played by Barry Keoghan in the Batman.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Unseen Arkham Prisoner is his character, and BAFTA winner Barry Keoghan is what we call him.
There we go.
Dan, the Pizza Man from The Whale. I think that's another one. But I think the one that I thought of that I was like, holy cow, I'm not a big fan of the movie. But how about Four Town from Turning Red? The band Four Town.
I was thinking that too. That's good.
So that's my kind of picks that I had.
Zach, did you have any other good ones?
Yeah, I had Jenny the donkey in The Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh, of course.
That was low key what I was
kind of taking on a life of her own. This character might be too big to be considered a minor character, but Justin Long in Babylon deserves a shout out because that guy comes out of nowhere in that movie. And
Barbarian.
Barbarian. Sorry, wrong B. Yeah, he's a great minor character. And then I was looking through the cast list of Dog, the Channing Tatum movie, which I know Todd and I both like. There's a lot of great minor characters in that movie.
Dog.
Okay, which one did you write down?
I wrote down Tamara, played by Jane Addams. I mean, there was a lot though. There's a bunch of those like random stops he makes, but Jane Addams and that whole story was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think the people working at the hotel that are a little skeptical of Channing Tatum playing the blind man, that was pretty good too. But I think that's all I had for now.
Yeah, let Todd do his things. We got a couple comments in the comments section too, so let Todd reveal his.
Before Todd goes, I have one other one I want to mention. The other good one I had written down was Dave Bautista's mom in Glass Onion, played by Jackie Hoffman, who just solves the entire puzzle box. It's a Fibonacci sequence. I loved her, even though I think we barely ever saw her, but her just shouting to the speakerphone conversation of what's going on, I thought that was pretty amazing. All right, Todd, what do you got?
So I had written down the Unseen Arkham Prisoner. I had written down Tobey Maguire in Babylon, whose name is James McKay. I had, as I said, the character in Dog. I had the Colonel, played by Bill Murray in The Greatest Beer Run Ever. I think he has 2 scenes. He's really funny, and he could have been nominated for Best Supporting Actor if he had a few more scenes.
And I give him a beer.
I also had someone from Glass Onion written down. It's the efficient man, played by Ethan Hawke, and it was really just like why is Ethan Hawke there, and why is he look so cool in that white suit? And then I have basically the entire supporting cast of Bones and All. All of them deserve a shout out, but I won't say them all individually.
Like David Gordon Green at that campfire scene,
and Michael Stuhlbarg, and all of them.
We do have a couple comments coming in. We have Tokyo for Days. We got Queen Shashanti from The Woman King. Would be a good one.
Yeah, that's my girlfriend Ashley.
What's up? Good to see you. Thanks for joining.
That's a good one.
We got Four Town from the Geekly Goods. Amari Forever Four Town. We have Carrie Condon's character, I'm assuming from Banshees as well.
That's too big to be a minor character though.
So what's that say?
Because she's a librarian.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Thank you, Cassie.
Yeah. So we got a couple votes for Ford Town, but it was a pretty good solid list that we came up with.
All right, so what's our fifth?
The real Harry Styles and Don't Worry, Darling.
Ooh, the spit that he spit.
That's good.
It's not that good. It
that's
sucked as a movie.
Wait, so what are we saying?
I don't know. He just said the real Harry Styles from Don't Worry, Darling, and that was a good idea. I don't know. So we got to pick what our fifth is, and then pick our
character. Okay.
All right.
I liked the prisoner and from Batman. That was a good one.
Insane
Arkham
Prisoner.
Extrapolate that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Interesting scene in that movie, and
you watch the deleted scene. It's amazing as well.
Yeah. Okay, so Insane Arkham Prisoner from the Batman, which is Joker, played by Barry Keoghan, BAFTA winner and Oscar-nominated Barry Keoghan.
Yes.
Okay, so our 5 nominees are The Wolf from Bullet Train, Bruce Yamada from The Black Phone, Max from Babylon, Bob from Top Gun Maverick, and Insane Arkham Prisoner from the Batman. Who are we going with here?
I mean, I personally think Bob was a great idea.
Bob is pretty good.
Yeah, if you can't vote for your own, I think Bob would be someone I would go for.
I'm good with that.
Let's do it.
I'm good with really any of these. Let's do it.
What's Zach's favorite that isn't his?
Yeah.
Oh, of the ones that we mentioned, probably I think Insane Arkham Prisoner, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I remember Adam's character.
Yeah, it happened at the very beginning. He was like the first abducted kid you saw on camera. He was the baseball player.
He hits a home run off the kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he gets abducted.
It's not the one that helps him or tries to help him, right? Or I don't know.
Well, it is. I think it is. Yeah, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, he helps a little bit.
He's the one he's one of the ones that he hears on the phone.
Okay, well, whatever. I mean, there were a few of them, and to me, the more memorable minor character in that movie was, the schlubby guy who's watching TV upstairs. That was the guy who was doing drugs. Yeah.
All right. Well, our first award given out today for favorite minor character of 2022, Bob from Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, I'm shocked you didn't go with that, Terry. I almost didn't say it because I thought you were going to do it.
It's a good one.
I was debating whether to nominate. I thought Bob might have been a little too big, but yeah, I like the John Ford from The Fabelmans too. I thought that was a good one.
Yeah. I mean, that does fit the category pretty well. I hadn't even thought of that.
All right. Well, with that, it is now time to reveal our nominees for our first major category. And let's see how this goes. So our first one is Best Supporting Actor. And before we get into actually revealing the nominees, I have to go through a little bit about how we tabulated these. Because Todd and I have been working, Todd's been helping me theorize how to do it. And then I put it together. So for the way we've been doing our best picture, our best movie of the year is I would go through and look at, if something was number 1 on a list, it got 10 points, 9 points for number 2, so on and so forth. But then consensus kind of ruled. So if something was like 9th on all 4 lists, it got put ahead of something that was higher up, but only on 2 lists because it was a consensus. We all liked it. So I took that and kind of modified it a little bit. And then Todd had an idea of, since we're just giving nominations, it should be something that there should be something everyone is passionate about on the list. And so what I did is I had 3 different methods that I looked at as I went through and calculated our nominees. One was our regular method of just doing our best or finding our best movie. One weighted it a little differently if it was higher up on your list. And then there was another one where basically if something was tops on someone's list but also appeared on another list, it automatically got put in and kind of went through like that. But also making sure that there was at least one top 3 nomination for everybody. So we all submitted our top 10s in every category and went through and tabulated. I hope that made sense. It might not make sense.
Bravo. I mean, this is like Ken Mattingly in the simulator.
I put in a lot of work figuring this out.
Wow.
And I had a lot of fun with it. Now, here's one of the caveats. As I went through, I couldn't come up with a top 5. We have a top 6 for every category because there always seemed to be like the different methods would agree on like 4 out of 5 and there'd be like 1 off. So I decided let's just go with 6. I mean, there's only 4 of us. I think adding in a 6th one is okay since it's such a small pool we're picking from. So that's what we're going to go with. So with all that said, here are our 6 nominees for Best Supporting Actor. And we're revealing them now. We're going to vote on it. And then in about a month when we do our Oscar preview episode, we're going to reveal the winners of the major categories. So here we go. The nominees for Best Supporting Actor for the 2022 Almost Sideways Awards are Paul Dano for The Batman.
Yeah. Wonder who voted for that.
Brendan Gleeson for The Banshees of Inisherin. Barry Keoghan for The Banshees of Inisherin. Rory Kinnear for Men. Brad for Babylon. And Miles Teller for Top Gun Maverick.
Yes!
So there you go. There are our 6 nominees.
Yes!
Someone
for
wake
Best
up Paul
Supporting
Dano.
Actor. Yeah.
He got nominated.
For the wrong thing.
Ed's the right thing.
It's the right thing. It really
it's the
is.
right thing. I felt horrible. I didn't do the Batman. I did the Fablemans on mine, but I loved the Batman got in there.
And like I said, everyone's lists are in there, are represented in there. Everyone's got at least one top 3 movie. I think potentially more than that. So there's our nominees for Best Supporting Actor for 2022. I think we did a pretty good job, don't you guys?
Oh yeah, I gotta see Min. That's.
Are we allowed to talk about our individual lists at all?
We can talk about it.
Yeah, we should run down our top 10s real quick.
Should we run down our top? No, I don't think we should. I think we should wait until we have a winner.
Okay, so
because I think if we start saying where everything fell on our list, we
How
might.
About, can we say what's on our top 10, but maybe don't say where it was?
Sure.
Or maybe mention ones that aren't in the top 6.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, things that missed that were in our list. I like that. So
okay.
Mention the stuff that may have been on your list that missed the nomination.
All right.
That works. Okay. So
right.
Yeah. How about Adam? You go first with that stuff that was on your list that missed the top 6.
All right. So I got my Ethan Hawke for the Black Phone. I think that was a really good performance there. Hold on, I'm gonna see here. Damn. I hate reading. Sorry. Daniel Bruhl for All Quiet on the Western Front was on there. We got a guy from Black Panther 2 was on there. Theo Rossi from Emily the Criminal.
Oh yeah, that was a good. That didn't make my list, but that was a really good one. If I had remembered that, that might have made my list.
And I got Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway as well. So that's my other ones that just didn't miss. Just missed there. Yeah.
All right. I'll go next. Ones that missed my list. I had Harry Melling for The Pale Blue Eye. Ashton Kutcher for Vengeance. Jake Gyllenhaal for Ambulance.
Oh.
Anthony Hopkins for Armageddon Time. Ethan Hawke, but for Raymond and Ray, not for The Black Phone. And I think that might have been it. So, Todd, how about you?
Okay. I was really upset that I didn't get on Pedro Pascal for The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. That was absolutely one of my favorite supporting performances of the year. Also, Mark Rylance and Bones and All, of course, one of the great performances of the year that Zach hated.
Yes.
But he was the only one that had seen it at the time, so I think that's probably why I didn't get on there. Joshua Odrick for a movie I watched called Wild Hood, which nobody's heard of. Alistair Petrie in The Cursed. He's like the main slaughterer guy in that movie that we reviewed at the beginning of the year. That guy just barely dropped off my top 5, and he had been lurking there all year. I can still remember that, specifically that performance.
Oh yeah.
Trevante Rhodes in Bruiser, and Johnny Flynn, not the Syracuse point guard, the actor in the Outfit.
Johnny, was that the guy that made all the threes in that stupid championship game?
And it was the one that in that 6 overtime game against against UConn, and then he got drafted by the Timberwolves.
All right, Zach, what was on your list that missed the nominations?
Well, I'm kind of shocked to not see Sean Harris from The Stranger. I know we all liked that movie, and I loved his performance.
It's probably lead.
I thought that was lead.
Okay. Well, all right, sure. I mean, in the same vein, I also had Diego Calva for Babylon. I felt like he was more of a supporting, but obviously he got the lead. And guys, so obviously, over under on debates about category fraud on this episode is like 8.5. So we can just kind of move on from that. I also wrote down Christopher Abbott from On the Count of Three. Bern Gorman in Watcher. He is the Watcher. Alex Lutz in Vortex. He's the drug addicted son. James Morosini and I Love My Dad. I also had down more for fun Pete Davidson in Bodies, 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 and Juancho Herman Gomez in Hustle. Although I think both of them are very good.
Very nice.
Good stuff.
All right.
Nice.
So these are our nominees for Best Supporting Actor over the next month. If there's anything on there we haven't seen, we're gonna have to watch it so that we can vote. And we'll again next month when we do our our Oscar preview, we will announce our winners for those categories. So.
And we got a lot of people watching right now, so thank you guys so much for doing so.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys are also hitting the thumbs up button and liking, sharing, and subscribing here on YouTube so that we can grow this channel out as more. And listen to our audio podcast, streaming Almost Sideways Movie Podcast anywhere where you listen. Check the show notes. You can see where to find us in different platforms down there too.
What Adam said. Exactly. Good job. Well done. Moving on, next category that we are going to debate and discuss and find our winner for is the best stickman of 2022.
Obviously, Russell Crowe would be very much in the front of this race. That was
I mean, he's Zeus. It's not a bad call there.
You know how hard that was to think, like, how do I not go away my pick for this thing, but find something that would be relevant? Then I thought of this character. I was like, I got to put Zeus there. It just makes sense. We're honoring 2022. That movie's not good, but Zeus, come on.
All right, Adam, you're first up. Give us your submission for best stickman.
All right, let me take a look at my list here. There's two really good ones on here that I thought of. I was like, this is tough. But I think the one I'm going to go with is from a little movie called Barbarian. And that is Richard Brake's character of Frank. He's the one that created all these different people that lives under this house. He is a grotesque stickman, but he's a stickman nonetheless.
Going
so
dark.
Frank, it's a dark stickman. It's a dark stickman.
That is a dark
Was your other one Harvey Weinstein from She Said? I mean, bring the party down.
Okay, well, if you want me to give a better one, do you guys not like that?
No, it's on the list.
It's on the list. It's done. What's done is done. It's there. It's good. It's good. We're going with it.
Barbarian needs some love. Let's go.
It does. It does. All right. I'm next here. My submission for biggest stickman of 2022 is Weird Al, portrayed by Daniel Radcliffe in
absolutely.
Weird the Al Yankovic story. I mean, if you've seen it, you know it's true. You know it's true. Weird Al, he's my submission.
Okay.
Yeah, it's it. Yeah, I was considering him too. Absolutely.
There we go.
The way he wrote his own character. Yes.
All right, Zach, you're next.
I think this was a mediocre year for stickmen. Not particularly any shining examples, but the one that really occurred to me first, and I can't shake from my head, is the character of Jackson in X, played by Kid Cudi, because he's a legendary stickman for his era. He is quite accomplished at his skills. He enjoys a variety of paramours in that movie and suffers an unseemly fate. The question would be whether his legacy will exist into Maxine, the third one. But I think in 2022, I did not see anyone, except for maybe Russell Crowe, I suppose, reach his level of stickmanness. So, Kid Cudi, shout out.
Good call. I had that as a talking point. Yeah, it's a good one. Jackson Hole is his name.
There we go. Yeah, of course. Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Jackson Hole in X. All right, Todd, give us the last non-negotiable.
Okay. I mean, I did have mentioned Weird Al, and I had Maxine from X. So I mean, I'll avoid that one. So I went with Andrew, played by Cooper Raiff. He's the main character in Cha Cha Real Smooth. Which he has. I mean, he doesn't get it in a ton, but he does have that personality where he's like doing like children's bar mitzvahs and stuff, but he's absolutely smooching with the older ladies at the parties and stuff, including Dakota Johnson's character. And it's a great movie and a really underrated movie, and he's a stickman.
He doesn't really want to be, or he doesn't try to be. He just is.
Yeah.
Uncle Al from Black Adam is all I can think of.
Haven't seen Black Adam.
I haven't either.
Not a bad one.
All right, so we've got Frank from Barbarian, we've got Weird Al, we've got Jackson Hole from X, and we've got Andrew from Cha Cha Real Smooth. Let's throw out what other ones that we considered.
Okay, I got a couple more.
Okay, go for it, Adam.
We got Bastion from Marry Me. It's
that's a great call. I never saw it. I just remember the trailer.
Yeah, you got Clint Briggs, who is Ryan Reynolds in Spirited. You can tell that guy's a stick man. It's Ryan Reynolds. For crying out loud. King Jesso from The Woman King. Look how many wives that guy has. Also, I think the one that I would throw out there, I would really say that we should put on the list is the projectionist from Pearl. Because you could tell Pearl is not the only person that going up.
The Scarecrow from Pearl.
Oh, there we go.
I still need to see Pearl.
Now we're talking, but the projectionist is what I'm gonna throw out there as my next one that we should think about.
All right, I've got a couple too. I said Ethan Hawke's character Ray from Raymond and Ray, which you guys haven't seen, so it doesn't matter. Elvis from Elvis, you could say is a pretty good stick man. BJ Novak's character from Vengeance. He's a pretty good stick man.
That's not bad because he can't even remember this woman that apparently
exactly.
That's a good pick.
And then I mean Maverick.
Yeah.
I mean Lieutenant Pete Maverick, as Zach likes to say.
Pete Maverick.
You gotta consider him too. What do you guys have?
I have one more. It's I had Greg from Bodies, which is the Lee Pace character.
Lee Pace. That's a good shout.
I mean, he just shows up with these women that are way younger than him, and he's obviously, he's killing it with the ladies. So I mean, I thought that was one of the easy ones.
I still can't tell that that's Lee Pace.
She's back. Pearl's back.
Yeah. Zach, did you have any others?
You could go with Maxine. You could also go with Pearl too, just as a character. The only others I wrote down, Seth Rogen in The Fabelmans, I think deserves some consideration. And then I think I also wrote down the dad in Apollo 10.5, because didn't they have like 1 million kids in that movie? And he's like a NASA engineer. So that's impressive.
Yes. It's good. I love it.
That's not bad.
I really liked I like BJ Novak. That's like a sly stick man. Like you don't notice it in the movie, but it's kind of important for the story. So that's
100%.
That was kind of smooth there.
The word for that is douchebag.
Yeah, that's a good point. The word you're searching for, I can't say because there's preschool toys around.
Some of these do kind of meld together, which is why we usually do Stickman, Douchebag, and Punchable Face all at the same time when we do a deep dive. But yes, I feel like several of these could qualify for several categories. Do we want to go with BJ Novak from Vengeance as our fifth? Do we have any other comments?
Unless we go with Lee Pace.
That's good too. Both
that's
of them
good too.
Yeah, that or Bastion from Marry Me. I think that's the
other one that got a reaction. I would go with Bastion. Yeah, I think Bastion's good. I think Lee Pace.
Adam's the only one that's seen the movie.
I'm the only one that's seen the movie, but I swayed Zach to say yes on my pick.
All you need to see is the trailer to know that it's true.
Yeah,
it is true. See, that's all. So you know what I'm talking about.
Pick. That would be my
We're vote. Doing it. We're doing it. Bastion from Marry Me.
No other awards show is going to recognize Marry Me other than us. So
screw it. We also didn't want to mention men. So
men too,
and that was like a tried and true nomination there for Rory Kinnear and his 30 characters he plays in that movie.
There we
go. Did anyone else? Okay, can I out myself? I nominated him. Did anybody else nominate him?
Well, yeah,
it's just me. Okay.
So I will tell you this: there is only one nomination that only appeared on one list out of all the categories.
Interesting. Okay.
So I have a couple other stats I'll tell you in a little bit.
Nice. Okay.
All right. So our
Stickman.
Yeah, our Stickman nominations are Frank from Barbarian, Weird Al from Weird the Al Yankovic Story, Jackson Hole from X, Andrew from Cha Cha Real Smooth, and Bastion from Marry Me. I mean,
I'm leaning towards Jackson Hole then, because I also had him down as my list. If we're not going to, I think Jackson Hole from X. I think somebody
from X needs to be the winner of this. So yes,
Jackson Hole.
My vote was gonna be Bastion for "Marry Me." I think that's just amazing.
I don't even know what that is. Like, I mean,
It's
that was
The singer who cheats on Jennifer Lopez in that movie, and that's why she goes after
and they
Owen
were
Wilson.
supposed to be married on stage.
And they had that hit song called "Marry Me."
I mean, yeah, I'm not. Okay. I haven't.
It's not. Don't watch it.
I remember. I remember the
free.
character.
It was
in
free
the trailer.
Yeah.
Jackson Hole works though.
Okay.
Great stickman name too.
It is. I mean,
it's a porn star.
Yeah, exactly. All right, are we going Jackson Hole from X?
Yes.
Done. So. Jackson Hole from X is our stickman of 2022.
Way to go, Kid Cudi. Welcome to this party.
Okay.
We can't just always go with the one Zach picks, though.
Oh yes, we can.
That is true.
I like the one that none of us have seen. I thought that was brilliant. Okay. Moving on, it is now time to reveal another category and our nominations for that. And for the next category, we have Best Supporting Actress. Best Supporting Actress.
Be interesting.
Next, this is going to be an interesting one. So a couple other stats I wanted to throw out there before we move on. Of all the categories, so I said everyone is guaranteed to have at least one movie in their top 3 in each category nominated. There are 2 nominations that made everyone's top 3.
Everyone's top 3. Wow.
Everyone's top 3. I'm not going to say what they are. I'll say it after we vote, pick our winners and everything.
Wasn't Bastion apparently.
And then there are 4 movies, or 4 nominations that made everyone's top 10. So
in this category,
in total, in all the categories, So, okay. I just thought those were kind of cool stats. All right, so here we go. Our nominations for Best Supporting Actress for the 2022 Almost Sideways Movie Awards are Angela Bassett for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow for The Whale, Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin, Lashana Lynch for The Woman King.
Yes.
Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans.
Okay.
And Amy Lou Wood for Living.
Wow, there we go.
Interesting.
That's a damn good list right there. That's a great list.
That looks like it could be like the Central Ohio Film Critics top 6 or something like that. That is a really interesting group of performances.
Women King. There we go. Lashana Lynch.
It's a good list. All right, so let's see here.
I love it.
Let's go over ones that didn't make our that were nominated or that we had on our list but didn't make the list. So I'll go first. Ones that I had on my list that didn't make the list were Carey Mulligan for She Said, Mariano Trevino for A Man Called Otto, Emma Mackey for Death on the Nile, another shout out for Ambulance, Isa Gonzalez.
You didn't say BAFTA winner Emma Mackey, by the way.
BAFTA winner Emma Mackey? Really? She won the BAFTA today?
She won the Rising Star Award.
Awesome. Good for her. She's awesome in Death on the Nile. She was the best part about that movie. Claire Foy for Women Talking and Nina Haas for Tar. Those were the other ones I had on my list.
Nice list. Good.
Yeah, nice list. Thank you. I like the list too.
It's a really solid list.
Zach.
I had 3 actresses from Tar: Sophie Kauer, Naomi Merlant, and Nina Hess. Were all great. I also
who was the first one? What character was that?
She was the cellist or the violinist from Russia.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
Good solid. Good pick there.
I also went with Tandy Wright from Pearl. She's Pearl's mother. She was tremendous in that movie. I had Dolly De Leon for Triangle of Sadness, and Todd will be happy to know I actually had Dakota Johnson in Cha Cha Real Smooth because she's by far the best part about that movie. The only reason to watch that movie.
All right, Todd.
So I had Naomi Merlant also, but for Paris 13th District, which everyone needs to see. And I had Julianne Nicholson in Blonde, who's that was the mother of Marilyn Monroe. Claire Foy in Women Talking, of course, was the best performance in that. I also had Dakota Johnson on my list, and so it's kind of sad she didn't make it on. Kristen Stewart in Crimes of the Future, and Nicole Kidman in The Northman, which is I don't normally like Nicole Kidman, but I think that might be like one of her top 3 performances. So
Wow,
she's in my top 10.
I still haven't seen The Northman.
That's good.
Adam, what'd you have?
All right, I had another actress from The Whale called Samantha Morton for one scene there. Really powerful stuff there.
I think
Kiki
she was better
Palmer,
than she said.
I haven't seen it. Kiki Palmer and Nope. Rachel Snow from Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. She was also in Shiva Baby, which was really great actress there. Stephanie Hazu from Everything. Sue from Everything Everywhere All at Once. And then so that's what I have there. So that's worth talking about anyway.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So yeah, there's our best supporting actress lineup.
See, we don't believe in category fraud. We know Michelle Williams was a supporting actress.
Absolutely.
What makes our podcast
What's
better.
funny is we just talked about fraud in the last supporting actor list, but regardless, we got this one right.
We got this one right.
We all agree on this one at least.
All right.
Lashana Lynch, man, that's so good that she got nominated. I'm just so happy about that.
It's a good nomination.
Now, is
right,
the Amy Lou Wood nomination, is that like the Andrea Riseborough nomination of our awards? Like she just got in because, there was a little bit of tomfoolery there, maybe with the voting at the end?
Which
one? I saw your hashtags on Twitter there, Zach.
I don't think we had 3 different methods of counting votes. I don't think that's a possibility.
Okay, I was making sure. I think maybe Amy Lou Wood merits an investigation, but okay.
It made it. It made it on. All right. Well, going from that, I'm looking here. I think
Nicolas Cage, right?
Yeah, I'm looking.
I think it's worst performance. I think that's how it was.
Okay, we'll go. I think I've got Nicolas Cage first, so let's go with Nicolas Cage first, and we'll go back to worst performance.
May have put it in backwards on the slides, but we're
all good. So our next category that we're going to debate is who would Nicolas Cage play in a movie? This is always a great conversation we have for every deep dive. And so, of any role in 2022, what's the best for Cage? That's what we're talking about. It's good stuff.
This is a good list. I had a lot of nominated. It's good. It's gonna be good.
All right, I get to go first in submitting a pick for this. And oh man, which one do I want to go with? I've got so many good ones here. Yeah, I'm gonna. All right, okay. My pick is going to be Ladybug, played by Brad Pitt in Bullet Train.
Okay.
He could totally like him walking into a hit, talking about being all zen and stuff. And just all the different things that he spouts out. That's just Nicolas Cage. And in doing this also, I realized that the kind of roles Brad Pitt is taking right now are the kind of roles Nicolas Cage could be taking right now, but isn't.
I had a different Brad Pitt character on my list. That's
yeah. So I'm going Ladybug from Bullet Train.
All right, our second mention
is
Nicolas Bullet Train our most nominated film so far? That's crazy.
It's got 2.
No, it's got Banshees, obviously.
Well, yeah,
it's got 6 or something.
In these categories, it is the only one with 2 so far. All right, Zach, you're next.
All right, I had a few written down, but I'm going to go with the one that has it's a performance that's already been mentioned on our episode so far, and that is Rory Kinnear in Men. Because who else would do that role except for Nicolas Cage? And who else could pull it off to the degree of Nicolas Cage? So I think that's sort of a no-brainer.
I like it. Good. All right, Todd, you're next.
So I mean, depends on how weird I want to go. I mean, the one that I feel like he could absolutely do and probably could have been cast in that role is Chef Slowik in The Menu, which is the Ray Fiennes character.
Yeah, good.
Him being this crazy, strict, sadistic chef in on this island out there, and I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of the things that Ray Fiennes does, they're cageisms, and I think that it would be beautiful to watch him play it up in there.
I like it. Adam.
A couple movies have been mentioned that I was actually thinking about. I think that's a
good sign.
Anyway,
it's a good sign.
Good sign. Let's see here. What I'm gonna submit here is I had a Bullet Train pick, but it was a little different. But I'm gonna think if you're thinking about.
You wanted to say Michael Shannon, didn't you?
That's White Death. White Death
Nice.
was what I was thinking. Michael Shannon in that movie, but we're gonna switch it up here because this is the one you have to think about how he says things, and I can't picture this line being said by anybody else but Nick Cage. It's cashmere. That's a horrible impression, but that's from Danny Sharp from Ambulance. That's Jake Gyllenhaal's character.
Yeah,
thought about that too.
You're going back to like the prime '90s Michael Bay. You're going. He's teaming up. He's making this movie right after The Rock. It's perfect casting. You got Nicolas Cage as Danny Sharp in Ambulance.
That's a fantastic choice. I was considering that one too.
I had that one on my list as well.
It's cashmere.
I haven't seen it, but it was on my list too.
All right, so let's talk about what else we were considering. And again, if you guys have any suggestions to throw out there of something Nicolas Cage should have played, let's see here. What hasn't been said? I think there's a world where the character's name is Lyle Tarr, and Nicolas Cage is the star of that movie and could totally pull it off.
I could see it.
I could see him being the star of Tar. And the elephant in the room here is, can we mention The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent? I mean, he plays himself, and he's actually he's in the movie. I don't know.
Well, that's why I have him as my highest war. Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Spoiler.
that is true.
I thought the elephant in the room would be Superman in DC League of Super Pets because it would be Superman again.
Nice.
Anyways, that was all I had. I wrote down 5 for every category, and 3 of my 5 are nominated. So I think we are all kind of on the same wavelength.
I had a few more actually.
Go for it.
I got Jack Trainer from Babylon as Brad Pitt's character. I think he could actually somehow do that character as well. The movie star from The Menu was another one, John Leguizamo's character. I think he could play that character in a little bit, in a way. Antlers Hoist from Michael Wilcott's character from Nope. He was the film director there at the very end.
Oh,
yeah. I had him written down as well.
Also, Deidre, who played Jamie Lee Curtis, plays in Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think that would be an interesting dynamic.
Ready for the IRS?
Yeah, Nicolas Cage in that character. It would be hilarious.
Oh, that would have been good. That would have been good.
Well, the other ones I had written down, other than the ones that have been mentioned, are I had, of course, Sully, which is the Mark Rylance character in Bones and All.
Yes.
I mean, because just like I don't know, just there's the image of him just like eating that lady's ass, like literally, and I mean, I just like Cage would just absolutely own that. And also, I also had Cyclone, which is the John Hamm character in Top Gun Maverick. I mean, that he could do that in his sleep, and I think he probably would have played it a little bit better than John Hamm.
That would have been good too. Zach, do you have any others?
I had Tobey Maguire in Babylon, Ashton Kutcher in Vengeance, but I think the real winner here, the real elephant in the room, quite honestly, is Elvis, because we know that Cage has played an Elvis-like character, but I would want to see him as the Colonel.
Oh,
I mean, that would have been an immediate improvement over Otto.
Otto.
All right. So what are we going with here?
Gyllenhaal. No question.
Well, he's on the list. We need a 5th nominee
already.
first.
Oh, I thought we were picking a winner. Okay.
No, we need a 5th nominee first before we can pick a winner.
Well, yeah, we already know my winner.
Yeah.
I think Michael Wilcott's character in Nope is a good one. That's
I like that one. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of the 5 I wrote down, so I'm good with that too.
All right, Michael Wilcott's character in Nope. So we've got.
I think it's Wincott.
What?
I think it's Wincott.
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 Right.
Yeah,
you look it up and double Wincott. Okay.
Well, Adam says he doesn't like reading, so he probably.
Yeah. All right, so we got Brad Pitt's character in Bullet Train, Rory Kinnear's character in characters in Men, Ray Fiennes' character in The Menu, Jake Gyllenhaal in Ambulance, and Michael Wincott in Nope. Zach's voting for Jake Gyllenhaal in Ambulance.
Yeah, I think
Good speed.
It is totally Stanley Goodspeed incarnate right there. I agree. I can go with that. I'm on board with that.
Yeah, if I couldn't pick somebody that I already nominated, it would be Chef.
Chef Slowick.
Slowick.
Yeah. It's between those two. Yeah, I mean, I could go either way, but if you guys want to go with Danny Sharp, obviously I'm fine with it.
I would be intrigued by Nicolas Cage's performance of Bastion. That's
there we go. That's the one.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Ambulance is the clear winner.
Well, from the Cager, we now go to the worst performance of the year.
Honoring the best of the worst.
Honoring the best of the worst. Look at how many actually good actors are in that picture there from The Bubble.
Horrible movie.
Oh, that's what that is.
that is The Bubble.
You're like, what the hell, Adam? What picture is this?
All right, worst performance of the year. And we are going to Zach first for his submission to the nomination.
So I can talk about Mark Rylance and Bones and All. He sucks. He's terrible.
He's one of the best of the year for sure.
Absolutely. In a movie that was pretty bad to begin with. And, for him to beat out all of those cast members from The Bubble and to beat out Tom Hanks and Elvis is an impressive feat. So my hat's off. Mark Rylance's hat's off to Mark Rylance. Great character actor who is also pretty bad in The Outfit, but this one is it's legendary. And I YouTube creators out there, let's get the highlight reels going. I want to see it.
All right, so we've got Mark Rylance for Bones and All, which made Todd's top 10 of Best Supporting Actor. Todd, you're next.
Okay. I mean, this is not easy.
Boo.
Pearl was a fan of
disagrees.
I don't know. I guess Pearl's back. Okay.
I think there was enough sex in Bones and All for Pearl to like.
Man, I have some really good ones. I don't know. Okay, so the one that I thought, especially if you're just talking about overrated and not good at the same time, I'm going with Adam Sandler and Hustle. Like there is something about that performance that just made me so bored with watching Sandler, which never happens. Like all the good things about him as a dramatic actor, he doesn't do. And he doesn't do any of his comic things either. He just isn't very interesting in that. And so the fact that this is the performance that got him his SAG nomination is like just ridiculous. I'm gonna submit that one, even though it's probably not the absolute worst. It just is one of those that it sat with me all year.
Wow.
All right.
Some big ones that people love are on our list. That's great.
We're getting controversial now. Okay, Adam, you're next.
Make sure you guys like before you dislike, please. All right. All right. So the one that I thought, they even made a YouTube video about how bad this was. It's Campbell Scott in Jurassic World Dominion. Dotson.
Great.
We got Dotson here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's he is horrible in Jurassic World Dominion. He does not know what he's doing. He does a bunch of weird motions and like pauses and can't like I don't know. It's just a bad performance. There's a whole YouTube video I found of just Campbell Scott just doing really bad things. He's eating a lot randomly. He's trying to be Brad Pitt in Ocean's 11, trying to eat a lot in every scene. It's weird. He bows for no apparent reason. Campbell Scott, Jurassic World Dominion.
I don't even remember him in that movie.
He's the bad guy. He's the one that's running the company that's running the whole
the dinosaurs thing. The bad guys?
Well, he's always men are always the bad guys.
Yeah. Man, that's good. Okay. So my turn now. I'm gonna go. Man, I've got some great ones here that haven't been mentioned. But I'm gonna go with Zac Efron for Firestarter.
Ooh.
That's my pick.
That
movie was horrible, and he didn't help.
He tried, he put in some solid effort there. I don't know. He tried.
That's what I'm gonna go with. All right, so we've got Mark Rylance, Bones and All, Adam Sandler for Hustle, Campbell Scott for Jurassic World Dominion, Zac Efron for Firestarter. The other one I was debating between, it was between him. I've got a couple others. Tom Hanks, but for Pinocchio, because that was horrible. And I had Pierce Brosnan for The King's Daughter, which none of you saw, and then John Bradley for Moonfall, which none of you saw. But yeah, Samuel Tarly in from Game of Thrones Moonfall, playing a physicist that goes into outer space.
Bad.
I think in the trailer there's actually lines. I can't believe I'm in outer space, and like we can't either.
Yeah.
So, any others you guys have?
Yeah. I got Russell Brand from Death on the Nile. He's pretty bad in that one.
He wasn't too bad.
Trace Adkins from Maneater. There's this giant, like he plays this hero of this giant shark movie that's like super lame. Jeff Daniel Phillips from the Munsters, the Rob Zombie Munsters Netflix movie. Julia Stiles for Orphan First Kill. Just really, bad in that too.
Okay.
All right. The ones I had were I had Tom Hanks in Elvis. I had Greta Gerwig in White Noise, which is an actress I love in a movie I hate, and she's awful in it. Chris Pine in Don't Worry, Darling is just atrocious.
Oh, I thought about him too. Yeah.
Daisy Edgar Jones in Where the Crawdads Sing. And the one I really wanted to say, if I didn't say Adam Sandler, was Ben Whishaw in Women Talking.
Ooh, I had thought about that too. Yeah, I thought about that.
I'm surprised no one did say that.
Zach,
Zach,
what do you got? Ben Whishaw was one of my honorable mentions as well. I don't know how we keep Tom Hanks off this list. That's truly awful.
Tom Hanks in all three of his movies.
Yeah.
He's good in Otto.
Maybe we go the Golden Raspberry route where we just like say, like Tom Hanks just writ large. I also had the entire cast of The Bubble. I mean, we could just collectively give them an award. And then I had also Harry Styles in Don't Worry, Darling.
Nice.
Because that was the one that got more notoriety of being an actually bad performance.
His spit got more notoriety.
Yeah. Spit.
All right. So are we going Tom Hanks?
Yeah, I would say Tom Hanks Pinocchio because I've heard horrible things about that. But also Elvis too. You guys all saw Elvis. You guys didn't like him in there, so maybe just that's the winner.
I think it should be Ben Whishaw. I mean, none of us we all were like the same on that movie, and we all hated his performance.
Yeah. Mitch and Ben Whishaw is our fifth.
I'm thinking Ben Whishaw's got to be it.
Let's do it. One of Todd's early nominees. One of his few misses with his Oscar predictions, but
okay,
a noble miss.
So we've got Mark Rylance, Bones and All, Adam Sandler, Hustle, Campbell Scott, Jurassic World Dominion, Zac Efron, Firestarter, Ben Whishaw, Women Talking. My vote is Campbell Scott. By far.
I've never seen it.
I don't remember him in it, and I feel like there were worse performances in it. Sam Neill looked dead.
Sam Neill, Chris Pratt are both great picks.
Campbell Scott is doing like an impersonation of Mark Rylance's impersonation of Steve Jobs from Don't Look Up. That's the best way to describe him.
Can we have Mark Rylance have the worst performance 2 years in a row? I know we didn't do this last year, but he would have won for the Comet movie, right?
Don't Look Up. Probably. Yeah. All right. Or do we just go Ben Whishaw?
I mean, I thought there was a chance that all of us would have said Ben Whishaw, which is why I didn't go with it when I said it. So
yeah, maybe that's the pick. Yeah,
the fact that we all agree. Ben Whishaw, Women Talking.
The man in Women Talking.
The one man in Women Talking. All right, so Ben Whishaw, worst performance of 2022 from Women Talking.
Yay!
Next category.
We think they're both men about women movies. Yeah.
It's time to reveal our nominations for Best Original Screenplay.
Is that a Captain Morgan commercial?
No, that's Triangle of Sadness, bro.
Oh.
All right, Best Original Screenplay. Our 6 nominations for Best Original Screenplay are After Sun.
Yes.
Babylon.
Okay, good.
The Banshees of Inisherin.
Nice.
On the Count of 3. Tar and Till.
Some heavy hitters there.
Interesting.
I like On the Count of 3 getting in there. I haven't seen that yet, but I love that that's in there. That makes me need me to watch that movie, and I have to watch Till now. That's awesome.
It's a good list.
It's a really solid list.
Interesting.
Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, a notable so far lack of Everything Everywhere All at Once, which I think is, if you listen to our podcast, you know why.
It's a very valid point. That is a very valid point. There has been no Everything Everywhere All at Once yet in any of the supporting categories or original screenplay. All right, let's talk about what missed that was on our list. Let's see here. Who did worst performance first?
I did.
Zach did. So
Mark
Todd.
Rylance is not on this list.
That's right. That's right. So Todd, what missed your list, or what was on your list that missed this?
So I had Duel, which was on my top 10, and I don't think anybody else saw it. Return to Seoul, ditto. Cha Cha Real Smooth. Saint Omer, which just barely got knocked off my top 10. 7 Days, which I've been hyping up for like, it seems like a year, and The Outfit.
All right. Adam, what was on your list?
I had The Menu, Barbarian was there, Resurrection, The Woman King, The Fablemans, Nope, and Kimmy would be ones that missed my list.
Yes. All right. Ones that missed my list, or that were on my list that missed this, were Vengeance, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Everything Everywhere All at Once, RRR.
Oh, good one.
Armageddon Time, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Oh, that's
Elvis, and Turning Red.
No.
I had on my original screenplay list. I know you don't like it, but it was a solid one. Zach, what was on yours that missed?
I had Vortex, Watcher, Kimmy, I Love My Dad, Emily the Criminal, and this French movie called Delicious, which is all about food. But this is a solid list, though, and this was maybe the hardest category because there were a lot of really good original screenplays this year. Adapted, not so much.
Yeah, this is a solid list. There's 2 of these I still need to see.
Yeah, I still need to see on the count of 3 until, but I'm really solid list here, man. I'm really happy that these got nominated.
Yeah, cool. There we go.
And none of these will win at the Oscars, so I guess better. Banshees could win.
Banshees could win. All right, it is time to move on now to our next debated category, which is the film that didn't meet expectations, most disappointing film of 2022. That's kind of how I looked at this one. So we're going to go, Todd. What was your most disappointing film of 2022?
I mean, it depends on how big your expectations were, but for me, I mean, it has to be The Bubble. Like, I mean, I have loved every Apatow movie like that he's directed, and the fact that he did that movie is just, I mean, it's heartbreaking. It was so bad. I mean, I don't think anybody's mentioned that movie as much as we have, and it's a horrible movie by one of the great comic filmmakers of my lifetime. So I think that's as disappointing as it gets.
I like it. That's a good one to put on there. All right. Adam is going to be next. Oh, Adam's back. Adam, you're next. Most disappointing film.
All right, most disappointing film. So I had a couple ones that I really wanted to mention, but I also didn't want to spoil my pick with the slide either. But I think the one that my family and I were really excited for and were inevitably led down by was Hocus Pocus 2. So Hocus Pocus is a family classic that we watch every Halloween and quite frequently, like throughout the year as well. Going to Hocus Pocus 2, it was great to see these 3 iconic characters back on screen. The movie just kind of sucked, and even my wife was like, "This is really horrible." So my nomination for movie didn't meet our expectations was Hocus Pocus 2.
All right. I'm next. My pick. I am going with Spirited. Just was not a fan of the movie, and going into it, I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell.
Bangers here.
Ryan Reynolds, Will Ferrell, music by Justin Paul and Benj Pasek. It just, didn't love it. It was just,
Have not seen.
I don't know.
Interesting.
So, all right.
Zach.
Well, I really only had 2 on my list, and one was from a filmmaker that I didn't really love that much, and the other was from a filmmaker I did love. So I went with that film, and that film is White Noise, which I think we all roundly kind of hated and could have been so great. I mean, it really, like, how many more of these Adam Driver Baumbach collaborations are we really going to get? And that one, which I actually think I may have liked more than anyone else on the podcast, still qualifies as a huge disappointment and misfire.
Yeah, great call there. Cassie also says Hocus Pocus could have been better. So there we go.
Could have been better.
Good pick on your white noise there.
Better.
Oh, all right. The other ones that I was thinking of, if anybody comments, like you can do that too. I had Deep Water, which I originally had on my Oscar predictions a year ago. That was just a bad idea, but I mean, it wasn't as good as it could have been. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I mean, I love the first Doctor Strange and I love Sam Raimi movies. This I did not like at all. I was also kind of let down by The Whale, and I mean, I am all over Aronofsky movies. Bardo, also by just a genius filmmaker, just didn't do it for me. And The Fabelmans, I think, was probably the most let down for any of us, because it was just one of those like, yeah, it was okay, that's good enough, but that wasn't what we were supposed to think.
Yeah. I had The Fabelmans on mine as well, and the other big one that I had on there was Lightyear.
Oh, it's a solid choice.
It was not as good as it could have been.
Yeah, it was not up to the Toy Story standard. But
right.
Toy Story 5. Anyway, oh God. Anyway, nice. My movies made my list too. Halloween Ends is one that I thought of. Jurassic World Dominion is another one I really was excited for because I like the other two Jurassic World movies. Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness, and Uncharted, because The Last of Us TV show is way better. And it's the same creators of both video game and properties on the screen. So Uncharted would be my other option.
I liked Uncharted.
It's a fun movie, but that was one of my favorite game franchises, along with Last of Us, made by Naughty Dog, and Neil Druckmann did both of those properties. I just feel like they could have been a little better, and I think Mark Wahlberg is horribly cast. But
I don't know. I think Uncharted was exactly what you would expect it to be. But
that's kind of what I was.
That's a good point. So that's why I didn't go with it. But Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness was my other pick. So,
Zach.
Yeah, this has been a great year for movies that didn't meet expectations. Many. Don't Worry, Darling was really the other one I was thinking of. Bones and All, Thor: Love and Thunder, Amsterdam, The Bubble, Elvis, The Black Phone, Armageddon Time. For me, The Outfit, The Survivor, which was that random World War II Holocaust.
Ben Foster Holocaust movie.
Some of those you were never going to like. Elvis, you were never going to like.
Oh, I love Moulin Rouge. I like Baz Luhrmann. I've actually liked his movies.
You're never going to like Amsterdam. You don't like David O. Russell at all.
I do like David. I even like Joy. Anyway,
that was the one.
No, I like American Hustle, but I'm just like those movies were all like even if I wasn't going to love Amsterdam, I didn't expect it to be quite that bad. So I don't know. I guess it depends on your definition. The outfit's on my list because you guys had it so high. So my expectations were based on you guys loving it rather than the movie wasn't terrible. It just wasn't as good as you guys built it up to.
So it's your fault.
Exactly. Yes. Of course.
All right. So what's our fifth?
Dr. Strange. The Fabelmans probably is. I think we all kind of feel the same about that.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Doctor Strange is another good one, but I think you got to put the Fabelmans on there.
I like The Whale. I know Adam liked The Whale, but I mean, actually as a movie, but I think The Whale was pretty unwatchable.
I can understand that one. If we were doing the film, I knew The Whale was going to be mentioned. So
I like The Whale. I don't know. I feel like the Fabelmans is more of a consensus disappointment.
All right.
Definitely one that slipped down my list because that was one that people thought could be on my top 10.
The problem I have with the Fabelmans is it's actually a good movie. I gave it thumbs up, and you get these other movies that are all just trash that should have been considerably better. But I understand the categories about expectations. But to be clear, 3 out of the 4 of us gave the Fabelmans thumbs up. Just not the sentimental person on this podcast.
Yep. I did not give it thumbs up. All right. So The Bubble, right?
Yeah. The Bubble is the most disappointing. I mean, I think we all are big Judd Apatow fans. Like
that's not a bad shout to go with that movie.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah.
All right, make it so.
Most disappointing movie of 2022, The Bubble. Also probably our consensus worst movie of 2022, The Bubble. All right, moving on. We're rolling right along now. What?
Which one wins? Is The Bubble's the winner?
The Bubble's the winner.
Yes.
Bubble's the winner.
Okay. That works.
All right. Now it is time for the reveal of our nominations for Best Adapted Screenplay. Best Adapted Screenplay. Here we go. Our nominees for Best Adapted Screenplay, our 6 nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman.
Oh, yes.
Paris 13th District.
Wonder who wrote that one.
Pearl. The Stranger.
Nice.
And Top Gun Maverick.
Dude, that is a killer
wow
lineup, dude. Wow. So basically everybody has to see Paris 13th District.
Yeah. So spoiler alert, the one movie that got, or the one thing that got nominated that was only on one list is Paris 13th District.
I'm not mad at it.
Because Todd's the only one that's seen it.
I'm not mad at it.
That's ridiculous. Okay, so that means none of you had women talking in your top 10.
Nope.
That is crazy to me.
Yeah, I'm pulling a red flag on this one. I'm like, Andy Reid in the Super Bowl. Like, how did Paris 13th District, which only one of us has seen, make this? But my number one isn't on here. But I don't think anyone's seen it.
So here's the rule. So the rule was that everyone was going to have at least one movie in their top 3 represented in the nominations. And if you had one that was on someone else's list, that's the one that was represented. So what this means is Todd did not have any of his top 3 on anybody else's list. So he had to have one on it from there. So, spoiler alert, this was Todd's number 1 adapted screenplay. Because it was none of his top 3 were on anybody else's
including
list.
Women talking, which is
absurd.
Where
you had your number 1 wasn't on anybody else's list, but one of either your second or your third were. So that's why your number 1 isn't on the list, but you have either your second or third on the list.
Oh, whatever. That's weird. That's like the Oscars. That's trying to please everybody.
This is the weirdest. This is the weirdest
one.
It is the weirdest one. I will say that. But that's the
movie,
one time it happened.
If I had known that, I would have changed my second and third place votes, so I could have my number 1 represented on the list.
See, that's
and I came up with the rule after I had already thought through my list and stuff. I don't know.
Anyways, so there's our list. It is the one that has kind of an outlier in there. It's the only time this happened.
The one silver lining is that these are all good movies, although I haven't seen Paris 13th District, but all of them are
It's
good
a random
movies.
French movie. You're going to like it, Zach.
I'm sure I will. I'm trying.
What's funny is that's going to be the movie that wins on his list. He's going to vote that's going to win. It's the best part.
I love The Stranger being on here.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that got on here is awesome. It's just awesome. All right. So, Adam, what was on your list that didn't make this list?
After Yang, Prey. I had The Whale, but I understand that not being on the list. And yeah, The Black Phone too. So,
all right. Stuff that was on my list that wasn't on this: A Man Called Otto, She Said, Glass Onion, The Whale, Bullet Train, The Black Phone, and 10th on my list was The Bad Guys, because I thought that was pretty cool.
A better screenplay than Women Talking.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Don't think about it, Todd. Just tell your business.
All right. Mine. I had Bones and All, of course, because I love that movie. Women Talking, as I've been saying, Clerks 3 is one of the great screenplays of the year. I also had Living, which I was kind of surprised didn't make it on here. Confess Fletch, which was, pleasantly surprising movie. I mean, I really liked that. And Glass Onion.
Zach, what was on your list?
Yeah, I don't know.
That wasn't on here.
I don't know why Living isn't on this list either, because I had pretty high on my list. I also had The Forgiven, which was the better Triangle of Sadness movie. I had She Said, not That's What She Said. That's what Michael Scott thought the movie was about.
That's what
And then I'm not proud of these ones because it was a weak category, but I also had Fire Island and Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. It was damn hard coming up with adapted screenplays.
Just not women talking, apparently.
I hadn't seen Women Talking when I submitted this, so it would probably make my list now. But
that
would have changed things then.
Just for reference, Living came in 8th.
So it was close. Yeah, I haven't seen Living either. So that's
the first one to miss was She Said.
See, both movies I hadn't seen yet. So.
All right. So that is our best adapted screenplays. Moving on now. It is now time. And Adam, I love what you did here. This is good. Movies that exceeded expectations.
Exceeded one of our expectations.
Most surprising movies of the year. Thumbs up. And I think I'm first one to talk on this one.
Go ahead.
I think
nominate it. Do it.
Oh, wait, no, I think it's Adam. I think Adam's first. Adam, you're first on this one.
All right. So when I was thinking about this list, exceeding expectations. So it's a franchise film. It's like number 6 or 7th in its franchise. It's a franchise that has been kind of dull and stagnant for a long time. And this little movie came out on Hulu that kind of blew me away and was really amazing. And I'm going with Prey, another Predator movie. It was a fantastic film that definitely exceeded my expectations because I thought AVP series was kind of just dull and boring and kind of outstayed its welcome. Predator 2, yeah, it's fine. It really had a good sequel since Arnold's original film. Predators with Adrian Brody is fine, but Prey is definitely the second best film in the whole entire Predator franchise. So I have to go with Prey as it's definitely a film that I wasn't expecting anything from this movie, and it exceeded expectations. Really great movie that even has one of the better female-led performances of the year as well. So Prey.
All right. Still haven't seen that one. I'm next. I mean, I feel like I have to go with A Man Called Otto now. I had other ones on the list, but yeah, I'll do it. A Man Called Otto. I didn't think I was curious about this movie.
A better choice for you, Terry. Come on.
Is there? I don't know.
What about your number one movie of the year? That I think exceeded everybody's expectations.
No, I mean that's not the one I was even thinking. I'm thinking of I've never seen anything from this franchise before, and yet I'm going to have to go see this movie with Steve-O, and I'm giving it 3.5 stars. I think that's probably Terry's biggest surprise film of the year.
Most surprising.
Make it happen. No, it's a good one though.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
It's nominated.
I'm taking your suggestion. Jackass Forever.
Jackass Forever.
My most surprising movie of the year.
Yeah. There's no way that you weren't picking that. I mean,
there's so many good ones to put on this list, though. I mean, because I could also say Vengeance. Yeah. Anyways, Zach, what's yours?
I'm going with a movie that did not make my top 10 list. It's actually, I believe, number 35 on my list, but it's way better than it should have been. And it's a movie that I still think about. And I mentioned it a little bit earlier, and that is Dog, the Channing Tatum movie. I really like that movie a lot. I actually think the movie is way more ambitious than what is on the surface. It's actually kind of I think the first really interesting and maybe great post-Trump movie. And I think it touches on how we are divided as a country, but it doesn't try to make everybody happy. It doesn't try to offend people. It's not what the movie is really about. The movie is about the one thing in life that people on the red and blue sides of the political aisle can agree on, which is that dogs are great. And Channing Tatum is pretty awesome in the movie. He's way better than he was in Magic Mike, which I just saw earlier and I thought was garbage. But Dog is really good, and it's a sweet movie, and it's more than just a dog movie. I think it's sort of to me, it's a more incisive look at the United States than A Man Called Otto. Way better.
Pick, though. Good shout out for Dog.
Zach obviously doesn't like A Man Called Otto. All right, Todd,
because he hasn't seen it.
So what? Okay, what has actually been mentioned so far?
Prey, Jackass Forever, and Dog.
Okay, so I mean, I guess in that case, I have to take Top Gun Maverick because I mean, this was a thing that we had 2 or 3 years of waiting for this movie, and I was never all that sold anyway. I mean, I think Oblivion's an okay movie, but Joseph Kosinski has this like Top Gun movie that he's got in the can, and obviously it's our #1 movie of the year, so I mean, it doesn't get any more shockingly great than that. And I never expected it to be great. I never expected it to be in my top 10 of the year. Yeah, that's one.
It's a good point. I think Top Gun Maverick was the original slide until I thought of a better joke of A Man Called Otto being the slide for exceeded expectations.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could have been good, but I mean, the trailer was so bad. I mean, that was the only problem with that movie. It's a good filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
All right, other ones we want to mention. I've got 2 other ones here. I've got Ambulance and The Woman King.
Yeah.
I didn't think The Woman King was going to be much of anything, and it rocked.
Yeah, I had The Woman King mentioned as well. I also, in the last category, said Confess Fletch, which I'm not even that big of a fan of the original Fletch, but I think this one is super slick and super fun. I also thought about Jackass Forever, and I also want to mention Morbius because it is a bad movie, yes, but it's not the worst movie of the year. Like it actually has a lot of redeeming qualities, and so I was pleasantly surprised when I watched it.
Not a bad call. I wouldn't be so mad at The Woman King being our consensus, but I have Violent Night was another one with David Harbour. The Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers on Disney Plus. I thought that was really entertaining and it's a lot of fun.
See that.
There's another Netflix movie I would be amiss to not mention here because my wife really loved this movie. It's called Look Both Ways. She's not here, so sometimes her picks are not movies I really care about, but this one was a thoroughly entertaining little film. So I told her I would mention it. So Look Both Ways is something that I will mention here, but I will be okay with The Woman King.
Zach, do you have any others?
I just wanted to mention Pearl and X, I guess, really. Mm-hmm. And Babylon in a weird way, because I thought it was going to be, I usually hate movies like Babylon, and I think you guys even pointed that out when we reviewed it, but I of course loved it. And then of course I would be remiss if I were not to mention my number 70 film of 2022, Home Team, which I think can be defended on a lot of bases for being a great sports movie, a great movie with a positive family message, and a great comic performance by Kevin James. I almost called him Sean Payton. It was just uncanny. Great performance.
Taylor Lautner was the other good part of that movie.
Yeah, he's pretty good in that.
All right. The Woman King is what I'm hearing.
Well, I thought it always looked good. I didn't, maybe for Todd because it made his top 10 list, but it was always going to be something I wanted to see.
Yeah, it was one for me. I watching the trailer, I was like, I feel like I know what this movie is before I even see it. But
I kind of like Todd's pick of Morbius. I've seen about maybe 20 minutes off and on of Morbius, and I was somewhat entertained by it.
I have not seen Morbius.
I also was somewhat entertained by the first 30 minutes of Black Adam. But I didn't watch the whole thing.
Don't watch the rest of it. Morbius is better than Black Adam.
What are we going with?
I like Morbius. Let's do it.
Morbius?
Because it probably helps to have not actually seen the whole movie.
All right, we'll go with the consensus.
No other award show is ever going to mention that movie as a positive,
as an exceeded expectation. But we have to go with Top Gun Maverick as the winner, right?
Yeah, I think Top Gun Maverick is the obvious winner.
It has to be. It has to be.
Morbius has a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes, and yes, I think it was way better than that.
If you had started the year saying which of these movies is going to be better, Top Gun Maverick or The Bubble, I think we all would have picked The Bubble.
Probably.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, an Apatow movie versus a
Kaczynski.
shelved sequel from 35 years ago, and yeah. Okay, so there we go. The most surprising movie of the year, Top Gun Maverick.
Hell yeah, good win. All right,
Moving on.
what's next?
The biggest douchebag of the year.
Well, listen, some of these people are not douchebags in this picture.
Well,
some of them are victims.
It pays homage to some of the best of 2022.
Well, some of them are just trying to make it as podcast producers, okay?
No. And like I said earlier,
we're the biggest douchebags of the year. Podcast producers.
I think I'm first to
Issa Rae was just trying to
my
help.
submission.
She's not a douchebag.
And the on my list, the first name I have, the first character I've written down is Ben, played by BJ Novak in Vengeance. So I mean, I have to go with it now, and I'm not getting bullied out of this one. So I agree. BJ Novak in Vengeance. He is my biggest douchebag of the year.
Yeah,
totally. All right, Zach, it's you next.
I went with okay. Mine is abstract. I went with the volcano in Fire of Love.
Keep it in. Do not change that. Rewind that.
Yeah, I could just see. I mean, this is going to be on our IMDb awards page at some point. It's just
the Almost Sideways Movie of the Year award show. Yeah.
Todd and I were talking yesterday, and there's a world where at some point, we get recognized by IMDb, and this stuff ends up on their awards list, and now Fire of Love. Biggest douchebag.
Yeah, we need nominated. We all love that movie.
Hey, so I did.
Nobody's seen it.
Very unpleasant experience with the volcano.
In my predictions from 2020, I did write an article saying that we would be quoted somewhere. So it could be a world where IMDb is the one that quotes us for our awards. So
it's very possible.
Oh man! All right, Todd, where are we going now?
I mean, I think. We talked about this. I don't think we ever reviewed it officially, but Tyler in The Menu, which is the main character.
Yeah,
I think we all agreed that he was an absolute douchebag, not just because he acts like it, because he brings his girlfriend to a place that he knows that she's probably going to die. I mean, there's no bigger douche than that. And I guess he probably was sort of a stick man too, to pull that, but yeah, he's a douchebag for sure.
His real girlfriend, though. That's the. Oh, yeah, I won't get into spoilers, but that's
spoiler alert. But yeah,
well, that whole thing was a spoiler, guys.
Yeah,
I actually had him in a different category though, but that's not a bad shout. All right, so my pick, I guess, right? I'm going to mention another movie that we've probably mentioned has the most nominations at this point is Ambulance. Surprisingly, who would have guessed that? What's the odds on that? The betting odds on Ambulance being the most talked about film nominated in our award show.
Todd, I hope you're tallying these nomination totals so we can say it at the end.
I'll do it later.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see what our website looks like when we get all the nominations. I'm going with Trent, played by Brendan Miller in Ambulance. That's the guy that shows up to the robbery with Birkenstocks on. Like, what the hell? You knew you're going to a robbery. You show up with Birkenstocks on to rob this freaking bank. Like, what a big douchebag move to pull. Like, yeah, I'm going with Trent from Ambulance.
That's a good one.
Birkenstocks. Come on. Get out of
here.
So
I think Zach has to see Ambulance. I think that's the
it's been on my list for a while. Yeah.
Well, you didn't write that on your original screenplay list, Terry.
Yeah.
Darn it. You should have just made that win. Pledge the numbers.
All right. So we now need a consensus. The one I put on or the one I'm gonna throw out there is Miles Braun, played by Edward Norton in Glass Onion.
Good call. Yeah, I had him as thought about. Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah,
I was thinking about Hangman from Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, that's good.
Brad, which is the David Gordon Green creepy character in
Bones and all.
Bones and all. Governor Scott is a douchebag.
What was that? Governor what?
Oh.
Governor Scott in RRR.
Yes.
I mean, I think we could agree with that. And
Todd's having trouble with the internet connection.
Todd's internet's the biggest douchebag.
I agree.
Yeah, good call.
I agree.
Zach,
all of a sudden. Yeah, Zach, what do you have?
Can Todd's girlfriend ring in? Maybe she can say what he's trying to say. No. Oh,
he's still not
back.
There. Maybe he's
kind of there.
Zach, what's your biggest douchebag?
Oh, okay. Sorry. I had 3 others written down. John Ford in The Fabelmans. Harris Dickinson, who plays a male model in Triangle of Sadness. But I also think he was a douchebag in the Southern Swamp movie. And then I also had Bastian in Marry Me. Of course.
Jeez,
of course.
Cheating on Jennifer Lopez? Come on.
All right. I had the TMZ reporter from Nope who shows up on that electrical bike.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ante from Marina. It's the dad who plays in film.
Forgot to mention that. Yeah.
Trevor from Smile, because he's totally unsupportive of his girlfriend who's seeing these smiling faces, and Dr. Mathis from Halloween Ends, because he basically he's a stick man too in a way, but he's basically gives this other girl promotion because he's sleeping with her. So yeah, Dr. Mathis from Halloween Ends.
All right, I have a few more I wanted to mention that I'm looking at my list here. Tobey Maguire from Babylon, I put down. Russell Crowe from Thor: Love and Thunder, I had him here. And then another one, we've lost Todd completely. He'll be back, I'm sure. Another great one I needed to mention was Lee Curtis Childs, played by Sterling K. Brown in Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul.
I can understand that one.
Yeah. Okay. What are we thinking for a consensus here?
I like the dad in Marina. That was a great pull by Adam, and Todd would agree with that.
I haven't seen it.
Never seen it, but
it's not the first. It wouldn't be the first time we put something on here that I haven't seen. That'd be the third time actually.
There's Todd.
Hey, Todd's back.
We were thinking about our consensus pick being the dad from Marina. What say you, Todd?
I could go with that. I don't know when I cut out, so I don't know what I didn't hear anything after that. So
we could also go with the German colonel in All Quiet on the Western Front that leads his troops into the suicide mission.
See, that's a good one too. I'm gonna say the best one that was mentioned was Edward Norton in Glass Onion.
Yeah, that's a good one. We can go with that.
Yeah, let's go with that one. I'm okay with that one. What do you think?
We got to get Edward Norton represented somehow.
Do it.
You got to represent Glass Onion on this list.
Okay, so we've got so our nominations for biggest douchebag of the year are BJ Novak from Vengeance, The Volcano from Fire of Love, Nicholas Hoult from The Menu, Brendan Miller from Ambulance, and Edward Norton from Glass Onion.
I kind of just want to say screw it and say The Volcano.
The volcano resulted in loss of life of the main characters. So, I mean,
Edward Norton results in the loss of the Mona Lisa.
That is true. Very true.
Has anybody seen Fire of Love?
Yeah.
Terry,
Okay.
I've seen Fire of Love. It's awesome.
Also, here's the other
on
thing.
Disney Plus.
Edward Norton didn't even invite Daniel, what's his name, to the party. So that's also
Blanc.
He also didn't invite the Efficient Man.
I think we go with Edward Norton. I think that's a good poll.
Edward Norton from Glass Onion, biggest douchebag of the year. I like it.
His first
Not even one of our nominations. Not even one of our submitted.
Is it fair to say
I like it?
It's his first win in this category since 2003, The Italian Job. It's been a long time that we've missed him in this category. It's a nice return for douchebagginess.
Probably too, not returning, not playing well with others for Marvel too. It's like, yeah, we're gonna fire you. Yeah,
that's a good point too. That's a good point. All right, so Edward Norton is from Glass Onion, our biggest douchebag. Moving on to a very closely related category, the most punchable face. I think it's just because a Batman punches faces. Is that what we're
It's
going
to
with here?
honor the best movies of 2022. But yes, he punches a lot of faces. What I
All
wanted
right.
to put here actually play. You'll see. It's my nomination. I don't want to necessarily
Gotcha.
say it here.
Gotcha. Well, Zach is the first one to nominate here. So most punchable face, Zach.
Well, did anyone actually see EO? Because that was what I wrote down. Well, okay.
The donkey?
Yeah, no, not the donkey. The donkey is the hero of the story, actually. But there's a bunch of unruly soccer players that beat up the donkey. So they're assholes. It's totally uncalled for. Poor EO lives this tragic, a Brissonian life. So they were my winners of biggest douche or punchable face because they punched somebody back. They deserve to be punched, but none of you have seen it. So, but
no, put it in there though. That's a good.
We'll
call.
put it in. Yes, the losing soccer team
because it's one I definitely want to see. So,
losing soccer team from EO.
Yeah, if you see it, you'll agree with me.
Nice.
Okay, we'll go with that. Todd, you're next.
Oh, this was an easy category to come up with a bunch for. Just to stay on brand. I'm going to say the version of Rory Kinnear that is the young boy in Men, the one outside the church.
On brand.
Yeah,
that was probably also the douchiest character in that movie, but it was because I don't know. I don't know why it was just like that kid deserved just a punch right in the face.
It's a good call.
Love it.
It's a good call.
It would have to be a child in Todd's. It was always going to be a child. So.
That's why I had to say it.
Yeah.
Adam, you're next.
All right. I had my original winner here was already mentioned for Douchebag, and that is Nicholas Holt's character in The Menu. So,
all right, so it's on the list.
Yeah, so
it's officially on the list.
No, that's because I think that's the big most punchable face because he does a douchebag thing, but you just want to punch him in the face for what he does. And I think Anya Taylor-Joy decides to not punch him in the face, but order a cheeseburger instead. So I think it plays well.
Yeah, I had him listed in. I had to choose between douchebag and punchable face. I put him in punchable face as well. So
a double nomination for The Menu. There we go.
The Menu was an interesting experience for me because I slept through about an hour and 15 minutes of it, but I did wake up at the end, so I know how the movie ends. Can I say that I've seen it?
You gave it 3 stars because of the cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Nicholas Holt's our first double nomination, double nominee in our Almost Sideways Awards. So who would have saw that coming?
Okay, I've got 4 good ones here, and I don't know which one to go with. I'm gonna go with AJ, played by Justin Long in Barbarian.
Good call. Yeah. I had him as a talking point.
Yeah, it's just a good one, and he needs to be represented on this list in one of our categories.
Yeah.
All right, so the other ones I had here that I wanted to mention, I have Nikki, also played by Nicolas Cage, de-aged in The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I have Morgan Steele, the son-in-law in Violent Night.
It's a good one.
And Chicky Donahue, played by Zac Efron in The Greatest Beer Run Ever. He has a very punchable face.
Yeah, that's true. Hi.
I agree.
Hi, Fiona.
The character of Uncle Todd from Blonde is also a punchable face.
Uncle Todd.
All right, I got a couple ones. Yeah. I had AJ from Barbarian. I had Billy, who was one of the characters from Halloween Ends. He's one of the kids that I don't know. That anyway. I have a Bob's Burger movie character for some reason. Governor Fishholder. I don't know what that is. Grover Fishholder. But I think the one that I definitely think is the most punchable face is Danger Aaron's balls, because in Jackass Forever, he got his balls punched, uppercutted to the nuts.
That is a great call.
He got uppercutted to the nuts. He got a hockey puck to the nuts. He got soccer. I don't know all this. His nuts are going to be pounding.
What movie?
Jackass Forever. Danger Aaron's balls. Yeah.
And who'd you say from Halloween?
Oh, it's what's it? Billy, who plays Martine. I don't know. It's one of the bullies of that who pick up on the main killer of that movie. I don't know.
Okay.
It's a group of friends.
All right. Anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I had some. I mean, well, from Halloween Ends, I said Corey, which is the main guy that everyone hated, and the reason why everyone hates the movie is because of the main character.
Well, Billy is a character that picks on Corey. On that,
I know,
movie.
but you hated Corey, so why? I don't know. I mean,
I didn't say I hated Corey. I
was...
don't like them anyway. We're not gonna have an
either way.
On camera.
I also have Logan from the Fablemans, which is
oh, that's the bad one. Yeah.
Also, yeah, the sort of a douchebag high school character. I have Tyler from Jerry and Marge Go Large, which I know that we're not going to mention this anywhere else, but he's the one that's in college that is like actually has the same idea as Jerry and Marge, and he's an absolute asshole. I also have David from Bodies, which is the Pete Davidson character, obviously.
Absolutely.
And the one that I thought Zach was going to say was John Ford in The Fablemans, because he doesn't. I mean, he has an eye patch, so obviously he got punched in the eye. Is where I thought Zach was going with that, but he didn't.
Well, he went biggest douchebag with that one.
Yeah,
which you cut out.
So there's a little overlap here.
I know, but I mean, I was just saying, like earlier when I said I know what category it was, I was like, oh, because it looks like he got punched in the eye, because that's what Zach always says, because like he did get punched in that movie, so obviously he's punchable.
Yeah, my other ones were Ashton Kutcher in Vengeance and James Gray for directing Armageddon Time. But I think the clear winner is Aaron's Balls in Jackass. That has to be our fifth.
So, all right. So after saying a volcano is a douchebag, we're gonna put the most punchable face as a guy's balls.
All right,
I'm good with that.
I'll allow it.
It should not win, though. I would say that.
So what are the nominees, Terry?
So the nominees are the losing soccer team in EO, Young Boy Rory Kinnear in Men, Nicholas Holt in The Menu, Justin Long in Barbarian, and Aaron's Balls in Jackass Forever.
Justin Long, but that's not even close.
I go with the Young Boy in Men. Even Adam agreed, and he hasn't seen it.
I would go with Justin Long. I mentioned Justin Long in my.
If he's not winning douchebag, I mean that's sort of appalling that Edward Norton beat him. He didn't.
He wasn't even nominated in douchebag.
Yeah. We should just merge these categories.
I think he's got to be. It's got. I'm going Justin Long too. It's got to be Justin Long.
Okay.
We're going that. Okay.
Even though we had a double nominee.
We did have a double nominee. Well, the votes got split. That's what happens when you have a double nominee.
Kate Blanchett in 2007.
Exactly. Okay.
We can't always be perfect, Todd. Come on.
It is now time to reveal.
Oh boy.
Best Actor. Our 6 Best Actor nominees.
Tom Hanks. Let's go.
All right. Let me look here. Let me find it. There's actor. All right. You guys ready? Here we go. 6 acting nominations for Best Actor are Dario Argento for Vortex.
All right, let's go.
Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin.
Beautiful.
Brendan Fraser for The Whale.
Okay, good.
Sean Harris for The Stranger.
Yes.
Nice.
Felix Kramerer for All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yes.
Wow.
And Paul Mescal for After Sun.
Yes. What a great list. That is a fantastic list.
Is that how you pronounce his name, Kramer?
I have no idea.
I mean, there's 2 M's.
Kramer versus Kramer. Yeah. Like it.
That is a fantastic list.
It's a good list.
God.
It's a good list.
Wow.
And we already know Sean Harris made this list with one of us committing category fraud on him. So
he's supporting in this movie. Joel Edgerton is the main character. But
I put him as lead. He's my number 1 lead. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, we heard that when we talked about that last.
Okay, well, again, we're not perfect. First year, okay? We're still working out the kinks, okay?
All right, so let's see here. Who was first? Todd. What missed this that was on your list?
Well, I mean, again, just a glaring omission. Nicolas Cage for The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It's just astonishing that nobody else gives love to this movie. I also had Tim Roth for this movie called Sundown, which I watched. I mean, it was forever ago, probably 12 months ago, and I loved it. I thought he was amazing. He was my number 2 Best Actor of the year. I also had Christopher Abbott in On the Count of Three, Caleb Landry Jones in Nitram, which
that's a good one.
I don't know. I really liked it. It's totally a Todd movie. Jeremy Pope in The Inspection, and and the rest are on there. Yeah, so there we go.
There were 11 performances that were overlapped on our different lists. And Nicolas Cage in Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent was one of them. So just letting you know. Adam, what missed your list? Missed on your list?
Alexander Skarsgård for The Northman. I had Tom Cruise down for Top Gun. Daniel Kaluuya for Nope. Diego Calva, Babylon, and Gabriel Labella for The Fablemans as well.
All right. I had Austin Butler for Elvis. I also had Gabriel Labelle for The Fablemans. John Boyega for Breaking, which Todd hated. I had let's see here. I had Diego Calva for Babylon, Tom Cruise, of course, Tom Hanks for A Man Called Otto, and Nicolas Cage. I did have him on my list.
There we go.
He was on my list. Zach,
I had
so Adam and Zach were the problems there. I got it.
I had Gerard Carmichael for On the Count of Three, Bill Nye for Living, Patton Oswalt for I Love My Dad, Joel Edgerton, who is the lead actor in A Stranger, Ray Fiennes in The Forgiven, Song Kang-ho in Broker, and Caleb Landry Jones in Nitram, which is 100% totally a Todd movie.
All
so
right.
you had category fraud On the Count of Three. That may have made the list if.
How is that category? He's the main character.
I had Christopher Abbott. Abbott.
Yeah, you committed category fraud. Christopher Abbott,
you did by putting in supporting. They're both lead. Come on, whatever.
All right. Well, there we go. There's our best actor lineup.
They're both great.
Real quick, Terry, can you send me all these slides?
I will send you all these slides. Yes.
Thank you.
I can send you them. Send you all of them. All right, moving on.
Oh, can I really interject real quick? This is the time of the evening where we need to take a moment of silence and remember all the people that we lost this last year. It's the in memoriam for Almost Sideways. Terry, put the slide up, please, if you could. The Sean Bean Memoriam Award for Best Movie Death of the Year. We have to remember everybody that we lost this year. So Sean Bean in every movie ever and TV show. R.I.P.
Well done. Well done.
The Sean Bean
the Sean Bean Memoriam.
This has to be a category now. When
greatest movie death.
This has to be a category. When there's ever a deep dive with a movie death in it, we have to mention this award now. Okay.
And spoiler alert.
Needless to say.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, I forgot to put that.
I
is
almost
gonna
feel
be
bad about this
spoiler
because some people
Hold
haven't
on.
seen these movies.
One momento. Wait a second. Hold on.
Oh,
I'm not
I think
too
he's
drunk.
gonna.
I'm not too drunk to. Yeah.
Gil Cates is wondering what you're doing, Adam. Oh.
There we go. Very well done. I like it. All right. So first one for this one is going to Todd. Todd, what was your greatest movie death of the year?
Greatest movie death? Is that how we're doing this?
No, I don't know. Best movie death. I don't know. Whatever you want to say.
Movie death? I don't know.
All
of those are different.
How about the worst movie death?
I know.
No, I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, for me, movie death, like when you watch a movie and there's like audible sobbing in the theater when you're watching it, it's a good one. It's Dante in Clerks 3. Just no, nothing else needs to be said.
Yeah, great call.
Definitely spoiler alert.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right.
Spoiler alert. See the scroll?
Adam, it's you.
All right. Yeah, Dante was one that I had thought about too. That's a great call.
Was the audible sobbing coming from you, Todd?
No. No, I mean, hey, I mean, I that was one of those movies that you had to pay a premium to go see. Even like everybody was totally in the can for that movie.
Yeah, I love that pick though. It's a great one. I'm gonna go. There's a couple really good ones from horror movies. There's one though that I just thought that it played such a pivotal role to the actual movie itself, and I gotta go with David, who is Pete Davidson in Bodies.
God damn it, Adam!
Yeah, that was a great one.
You. That's what I had written down.
You only wrote down one. That was obviously a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
a great
awesome.
one. You want me to change it? You want?
No,
I'll leave it to Zach.
No, it's fine. God damn it! Great minds think
All
alike.
right.
Yeah, it's just a great death. It plays such a pivotal role in that movie, and the big reveal. It's great. It's Pete Davidson dying and bodies.
Great call. Great call. All right, I'm next, so Zach can figure out what he's going to say next. So my submission comes from that death was awesome. John Leguizamo in Violent Night.
Ah, yes,
it is.
Mr. Scrooge.
I'm not going to say anything else. But John Leguizamo in Violent Night. It's the
I
first one I thought of.
Another one I had on my list.
How are we going to agree on something when we haven't seen each other's movies?
I don't know.
We need to post this one up to the people that are watching on YouTube.
Yeah, that's a good one that we had to put in the poll
few that are still left. The few, the proud. The almost sideways crowd. All right. Zach.
Well, thanks, Adam, for stealing my pick. I'm going to go with the cameraman who dies in Babylon.
There we go.
That's a good one too. I love it. See, there's some really good ones.
I don't even remember that.
I barely remember it either. I remembered it the minute that he said it earlier. So, but it's
I remember more of like you talking about it earlier than I do of it actually in the movie.
It's the guy who was like inside the booth and was like roasting because it was so hot in there, and when they finally opened the door, he fell out dead. And in the Hello College scene.
If Geekly Goods is still with us, they will agree with me on that pick.
Mm-hmm. It's a good pick. All right, let's hear ones you guys might agree with. That I had on mine. I had the Wolf in Bullet Train. I also had the Hornet in Bullet Train. Cassie's number one was the cameraman in Babylon.
Which one was the Hornet?
The Hornet was Zazie Beetz.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, yeah.
Because that one was fun. That one was fun. Brad Pitt in Babylon. That's another one you gotta look at. And everybody but Kid Steven Yeun on the sitcom set in Nope.
Oh yeah, Gordy.
Oh, that's a good call.
That's a good call. I had that as an honorable mention too.
Yeah, I mean that's not one
out awards.
That's not one character.
It's like the whole soccer team. Why not?
We gave a nomination to a volcano
and someone's testicle.
Somebody's testicle. That was a win for testicles there. Okay?
No, it wasn't a win. It wasn't
okay,
a win.
It wasn't a win. Okay, whatever. Okay, well, I had
thought that was a win.
Yeah, you thought it was a swin. All right. Mitzi. I had Mitzi, Pearl's friend, and Pearl, who was played by Emily Jenkins. Tabby, which is the brother from Prey. I thought that was a really good death in that movie. Alexander Skarsgård from Barbarian. I think that death when he gets his head smashed in.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
But also the cow from Cow.
Bill. Not Bill. Alexander. It was Bill.
Okay, well, whatever.
Name that Skarsgård.
Yeah. But also the cow from Cow. That's if you've seen it. Yeah, it's a sad death.
It is a sad death. The ones I had were the scene where Sully and Lee both die. With Duke and Glass Onion, which character is Duke?
That's Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista. Okay, that makes sense. Well, Sully and Lee both die in the same scene, and they used the title of the movie in the scene. That's a really good one.
Which one?
In Bones and All.
Oh yeah.
Michael Myers in Halloween Ends, because I mean the town like carries his body and destroys it to make sure that he no longer is alive. I mean that's pretty much the best way you can destroy a never-ending horror character. Obviously Williams and Livy and Terry hasn't seen it, and Paul in All the Quiet on the Western Front, which is of course like I mean just a killer, and one of the things that leaves that lasting impact that is giving it the BAFTA win for Best Picture. All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah, everybody gave their nominations.
No, Zach hasn't.
Zach.
I was going to say Pinocchio, who died several times in that movie. Lashana Lynch in The Woman King. I'm shocked that. And Connie, played by Isabella Rossellini in Marcel the Shell. And Terry's Taste, after he gave Man Called Otto, put it number 4 on his top 10 list.
There we go.
Ouch.
Shots fired. Now we're the Jim Rome radio show here, just throwing shade at.
Can we have a flame in the
members.
background?
Yeah, it's a good one.
So what is Zach's rating of A Man Called Otto?
I don't know. He hasn't done it yet.
1.5 stars.
1.5 stars.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty
divisive film of the year.
We should have had that as a category, by the way. I'm still think get rid of Punchable Face. We already have a douche. Let's get divisive film of the year. That would have been fun.
The slide would have been bones and all, by the way.
There's no fun in talking. Like we could just argue about those movies.
Okay, maybe how about favorite movie argument over?
I know, but that's only going to involve two people, probably.
Yeah, good point. All right. I'm leaning towards Skarsgård from Barbarian or the death in All Quiet on the Western Front. Those are the two that I'm kind of leaning forward. I'll be perfectly fine if they fill out number 5.
Yeah, but Skarsgård's death was kind of shocking when it happened
because no one knew that was going to happen. That movie was there because you thought he was going to be the killer, right? That would subverted expectations.
Right. That would be my 5th nominee.
I think destroying Michael Myers' body is pretty much
that's a solid pick.
Surprising.
But only 2 of you guys have seen it.
Nobody's seen Fire of Love either, so
2 of us.
Well, that wasn't a consensus, though. That wasn't a consensus. That was a dumb nomination from Zach.
Genius. You know,
I'm gonna go. I would. Bill Skarsgård works. I would probably say All Quiet. However, I'm still gonna champion the Nope scene.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, it's a whole scene. It's not one person, but good.
It is a very memorable scene.
It is very good, though. I'm good with any of those. Nope, Quiet, Barbarian.
Let's just nominate them all and get to the winner, because the winner is Pete Davidson.
Oh yeah, it is.
Pete Davidson winner, but yeah, let's just take one nomination, make it 5. Barbarian, boom. No, done. All Quiet. All Quiet needs to win.
All Quiet.
All Quiet needs to be on there.
Is it his name Paul?
Paul. Yeah. The winner needs to be Dante.
Yeah, but again, only half of us have seen it. You can't go with that. I think Pete Davidson is the one right there. Funny thing is, we can say that without really being that much of a spoiler. That's the best part of that.
It's also the dumbest death scene. Like,
but maybe that's why it's the best.
That's why it's the best.
But why didn't he win Punchable Face or something? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, we're giving him the best death. I mean, I had him on my list, but okay.
We're doing it.
Pete I didn't even like that movie, and I mentioned it like 3 times.
Bodies. Best movie death of 2022.
Right.
However, if all of you had seen Violent Night, John Leguizamo.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
It's the one. It's the one. All right. Moving on, it's now time to reveal Best Actress nominees for the 2022 Almost Sideways Movie Awards. Here we go. The 6 nominations are Ana de Armas for Blonde, Kate Blanchett for Tar, Daniel Deadwyler for Till, Mia Goth for Pearl, Rebecca Hall for Resurrection, and Margot Robbie for Babylon.
Wow.
That's a really screw you, Oscars. Let's go.
It's a good list. It is a good list.
Mia Goth put some name on that, respect on that name. Let's go.
Yeah, thanks, Travis Kelce.
All right, Adam.
It also became the what was that? Pat McAfee podcast. All of a sudden. All right.
What was on your list that missed here?
Let's see here. Amber Midthunder for Prey. Let's see here. Zoe Kravitz for Kimmy. Callie or Reese for Catch the Fair One. Frankie Caro for After Sun. Michelle Yeoh for EAO, and Viola Davis for The Woman King.
All right.
Michelle Yeoh was in EO?
List.
EEAAO. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, I did fall asleep during it. I must have missed that part.
My list, I had Olivia Colman for Empire of Light. I had Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I had Viola Davis, The Woman King, Aubrey Plaza, Emily the Criminal, Zoe Kazan for She Said, and Florence Pugh for Don't Worry, Darling. She was not the problem with that movie.
Okay.
Zach, what'd you have?
You had Emily the Criminal and you didn't even like the movie. That's interesting.
I read my review. All I said on that review was Aubrey Plaza couldn't save it, but she's amazing.
Yeah, I didn't even have Aubrey Plaza on my list. I had Anna Maria Voltolami for Happening, Francois Lebrun for Vortex, Micah Mitchell for Watcher, Zoe Kravitz for Kimmy, Frankie Corio for After Sun, Zoe Kazan for She Said, and I'm going to butcher this name, Guzlazgi Malanda, the main actress in Saint Omar. At least the woman that's put on trial. Yeah. I would consider her the main actress.
Okay.
There were 12 overlaps in our lists, by the way, on this one. Todd, what did you have?
I had Babatita Saggio for Our Father the Devil, which I don't think anyone's seen yet.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's good. Really good.
Jamin Park in Return to Seoul, Tang Wei for Decision to Leave, Aubrey Plaza for Emily the Criminal, Naomi Watts for The Desperate Hour, which I remember reviewing on the podcast, and nobody else ever saw it, and it got horrible reviews, but whatever, you guys suck. And Karen Gillan for Duel was also on my list.
Jeez, we didn't give it terrible reviews. We haven't seen it yet. Why are you going to hate on us? Jeez.
No, everybody who gave it a bad review sucks.
Gotcha. Just making sure. It's clarifying.
All right. It is now time to move on. We've got a few more categories here to go.
This is my favorite slide.
A few more to debate and one more to reveal. But the next one is a great one. It's best scene. So,
yeah.
What is
not the bees? Not the
bees. What is the best scene of 2022?
My favorite Cage in that role. That would have been
there we go. Nicolas Cage as Steve-O.
Oh, that would have been a good call.
That would have decimated all. All right. First one up on this one is Adam. What is your best scene of the year?
Oh my God. All right. So the one that I have here as my winner was Top Gun Maverick. I have Maverick running the trial in under 2 minutes. So obviously, yeah, that's my favorite scene. It's a fantastic, like, intense scene that you're on the edge of your seat. Like, can he do it? And you see like the reactions from all the Bob and Hangman and all the Rooster and all those guys there. And John Hamm's like, "You son of a bitch, you did it, you son of a gun." And yeah, just a great sequence, intense. And Hondo over there like, "F yeah, he did it." I think it's just a great sequence. So one of my favorite scenes, Top Gun Maverick. It's my knob.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Perfect.
All right. Oh, which one do I go with?
And this is a tough category, actually. There's so many good scenes.
It is. I've got two I'm deciding between. All right. I'm going to go with the There Goes That Dream scene from the Banshees of Inisherin between Barry Keoghan and Kerry Condon.
I don't remember that scene.
It's a scene by the lake when basically Barry Keoghan asks Kerry Condon to marry him.
Yeah.
That's my top scene.
That wouldn't even be my top Barry Keoghan scene this year.
That's a devastating scene.
It's such a it's so good. It's such a great scene, and that line delivery there of "There Goes That Dream." It's and then It's great. So that's the one I'm going to go with.
BAFTA winner is Barry Keoghan. And
BAFTA winner Barry Keoghan.
And Kerry Condon. There you go. All right. Zach, you're next.
Well, my favorite scene is either going to come from Tar or Babylon. So I'm going to go with the Juilliard scene at Tar.
Yes.
Unbroken, 13-minute, however long it was, take of Cate Blanchett going tete-a-tete with the student, and both of them making some really good provocative points. And I think it's the scene that describes our environment in the world in 2022, and it's remarkably acted in film. So But there's a lot of great scenes from both Tar and Babylon. But those are the two movies where I think about individual scenes collectively just making a great movie. Those are the two movies I think of.
It's a good one.
Great pick.
Good one.
Yeah, great pick.
All right, Todd.
All right. Well, so there were three that I really wanted to get on the list. Two of them have been mentioned, so I got to go with the other one, and that is the in the Banshees of Inisherin. It's the confrontation between Podrick and Colm in front of everybody, where Podrick is making a case for niceness, and I mean that is just the scene. Again, everything about the movie can be encapsulated in that one scene, and it like Colin Farrell's performance is unbelievable, and even Brendan Fraser's or Brendan Gleeson's he's like yeah, I think I like him again or something after that scene. It's like
it's the most interesting he's ever been.
Yeah, exactly. It's it was a perfect scene. I mean, and that was a scene that I loved when I first saw it. It was a scene I loved when I saw it a second time, and yeah, it's the best scene of the year.
All right.
Nice, good call.
So we've got the Maverick trial run in Top Gun Maverick. We've got There Goes That Dream in Banshees. We've got Juilliard in Tar, and we've got the niceness scene in Banshees. The other one I was deciding between is not going to be a consensus pick, which means I should have picked it at first, and that's Natu from RRR.
I had that written down.
I mean, you gotta mention it at least. You gotta mention it.
Were you about to do your Christopher Walken there? You gotta
mention it. I didn't mean to, but I kind of did. The other ones I'd written down were Hello College from Babylon and the mom testifying in Till.
Yeah, I also had Hello College, and I also had this amazing monologue that Rebecca Hall gives in The Resurrection. It's unbroken take there. It's a heartbreaking kind of reveal of her story and why she is how she is in that movie. So you guys will watch it eventually, but it's a fantastic scene.
Yeah, I have that written down too.
And the box opening, the opening of Glass Onion, I think is also very entertaining. So
sort of a montage, but I guess that could be a scene.
Yeah, it's definitely a montage, but it's that's why it's a mention, not a nominee. So
see, I would only put scenes from Tar or Babylon, but the one movie that maybe you could convince me of is Jackass Forever. And if we're gonna go with that, I think we go with Aaron and the Bear. But I do think the bees are up there. I think the softball pitcher is up there as well. Maybe the cannon one over the lake is pretty good. I'm shocked, Adam, that you didn't say Mia Goth's monologue in
Pearl.
Pearl, yeah.
Yeah, that's another. I'm a star. It's really it's a good one.
All right, who else needs to say theirs?
Yeah, me. I had a few more. I had the tape measure scene in Barbarian. I mean, we've mentioned that scene like a million times, or that movie, and that I guess that part of the movie. And I also have the Riddler getting caught at the diner in the Batman.
Oh,
because that's just that first time where you're just like, wow, that guy really is nuts. And Paul Dano should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actor. And I also had the monologue from Resurrection written down because that was absolutely stunning and the highlight of that movie.
Zach, what else did you? Oh, you said.
Oh, I said mine. Yeah.
All right. So what are we going with our? What are we going for with our fifth?
We've mentioned Hello College a lot.
We have mentioned it.
Yep. It's a good one.
It's a good one.
It had a death.
Yeah. I'd be okay with that.
Had a best minor character.
I'm okay with that.
Yep. Best actress.
So what are the
sad
nominees?
I'm sad it means we leave Natu on the sideline, but Hello College. I mean, it had my best, my favorite minor character in it. So
you guys didn't even mention what I thought was the best scene in Banshees. I thought the best scene was when Brendan Gleeson's sitting in his burned house. I thought that was a great scene.
That's like 5 seconds though.
Maybe it's just a great image.
It's a shot. It's not a scene.
Okay, well, and I like the last scene of it too. I think the last scene is really good.
Well, the last scene is great for sure. I mean, that's when there's like 5 memorable lines in that scene. Yeah.
All right. So what's our winner?
So what are the nominees?
Our nominees are Maverick's trial run in Top Gun Maverick, There Goes That Dream in The Banshees of Inisherin, the Juilliard scene in Tar, the niceness scene in Banshees of Inisherin, and Hello College from Babylon. For me, it's Maverick's Trial Run. Like that's the best it got this year.
That would be my number 2. I would be fine if that was our winner.
Let's do it.
Which one's our winner? Sorry, I missed it.
Maverick's Trial Run.
Good
Top
call.
Gun Maverick. It's just so good. All right. Perfect. Moving on. Let's wrap this up. We've got 2 more to debate, 1 more to reveal. Next we have the highest war performance of the year.
Nice.
This is a fun category. I always love doing this category. And I'm first one up this time. Okay. So, highest war performance. Let's see here. The first thing I wrote down for highest war performance is Nicolas Cage for The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. And it's not just because he's playing himself. It's because there are few people who could pull off a movie where you're playing a version of yourself that is close enough to reality and close enough to absurdity to be maybe true yet hilarious at the same time. And yeah, Nicolas Cage. There we go.
Yeah, when we reviewed that movie, we thought like there's no way that this could have been made about any other actor.
I think there was one actor we talked about, and that actor is one we talked about a whole lot 2 weeks ago on our last episode.
Greg Kinnear.
John Malkovich.
Oh yeah.
Because they kind of did when they did me being John Malkovich. So, by
Greg
the way,
Kinnear is a
Adam,
great call,
shout out to Adam. That supercut of our Malkovich impressions, I watch that like once a day. That is.
He didn't even get the part where I was doing it before we even started our deep dive.
I know. That was
Yeah, I in hindsight, yeah, I should have hit that part. But yeah, I had already did a cut of it. I don't know. But
It's
yeah,
all good.
That was great.
It's good. Okay.
Yeah,
Zach, you're next.
almost 1,700 views on the channel for that.
Nice.
I thought I could go the obvious route with a certain, actress in my number 3 movie there, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with someone that's even more memorable. You cannot recast this person. It is Danny Trejo in the Regal movie preview. Because who else could you put in there except for possibly Nicolas Cage? And I think we've had variations of this conversation, but he's perfect. And I think his line about "it was you, Fredo," he's even better than Al Pacino. I mean, I think Al Pacino probably could have been replaced in The Godfather. So,
but he's not that great when he shakes the cup. Like
it's a little forced.
Focus on Terry right now.
It's not about the performance; it's about the war, right? Isn't that what we always talk about?
Focus on Terry right now. He has
not a movie.
He has his hand on his.
Like,
how the hell am I going to put this on the website?
Highest war in a movie in 2022.
You didn't say movie. You said performance. Highest war performance. Rewind that.
Yeah, but we're not talking about TV or something. I mean, like I don't
know.
No,
I'm not talking about TV either.
I know, but that would be the same if you were in. Like I don't know.
I mean, at least the volcano was in the movie.
I got you.
Allegedly,
covered,
we haven't seen it.
I got you covered, Terry.
All right, Todd, you're next. Oh, there we go.
All right,
put it back in.
Hold on, where is he? Oh, there you go.
What?
All right. Well, I mean, that just throws a loop because I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of them that should be said, and Zach just ruined it. Yeah. So now we're not going to
So are we
get,
saying
like,
by him saying Danny Trejo in the Regal trailer, is he really saying Cate Blanchett and Tar?
Yeah,
no.
I think like he already has said that. He said he was saying that.
I didn't say that. I said Danny Trejo.
That's not even one of the ones I'm thinking of. I don't know. Okay, so I mean, if we're going that route, then screw it. I'm saying Channing Tatum and Dog.
Yes,
because there are very few people that could have pulled that off. He directed the movie, which apparently it really just means that he was directing the dog, which is amazing that he was able to do that. And he also gave that kind of performance that he is just so I don't know, rootable and likable in that role. There's nobody that could have really done it the way Channing Tatum does it, and he's perfect in that sort of like post. I was in the military role, and yeah, Channing Tatum and Dog, screw it. That's going on my
I'm
high
gonna
forward
guess
list.
Dog got 2 freaking mentions on this award show.
I love
It's a
it.
great movie.
I love it.
This
Adam,
is going
what's yours?
downhill quick. All right, let's take a
Yeah, if it's your first time listening to the Almost Sideways podcast, welcome. Yeah, we get loose as we get to the end of it because the alcohol intake has gone up.
Wow. I kind of want to do a bullshit answer now.
I don't think Channing Tatum is a bad one.
No,
That's
it's
a
not
great
a bad
call.
call. That's a good call. Yeah, I know. But Danny Trejo.
It really shows the difference between a high war and a great performance.
That's true.
Yes.
I kind of want to mention James Jude Courtney as the Shape. He plays Michael Myers in Halloween Ends.
Wow.
It's a good one, man. He's really good
Because he's played it before.
And no, he only in the first 3 movies, of course. But
so James Jude Courtney. No, you're not going with that.
No, I'm not going with that. Okay. All right. I think what I'm going to go with for highest war, and just based on what she was able to do in this movie, I'm going with Mia Goth as in Pearl. I think that she was able. I can't picture anybody else in that age range to be able to pull that off, and especially what she did in X, as well as even different and more dynamic as well. But I'm going to go with Mia Goth in Pearl.
Nice. All right, I've got a few more written down here. Obviously, Cate Blanchett and Tar is one of them.
Mhm.
Margot Robbie in Babylon. I feel like that was a very high war performance. I thought Brendan Gleeson in Banshees of Inisherin was a very high war performance. And then the oddball one I'm going to throw on there is Seth Rogen in The Fabelmans. I mean, a kooky Jewish uncle, you can't get much better than Seth Rogen. So,
or Judd Hirsch, he was also a kooky Jewish uncle.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. So
he's the one that got the nomination.
All right. Anybody else have any other good ones?
Oh, I was just going to say Will Smith at the Academy Awards, because now that's, that was the movie event of the year.
Yeah.
Go for it, Adam.
Rebecca Hall, Resurrection is really good. Paul Dano is the Riddler. And Cate Blanchett is what I also wrote down.
A semi-serious pick I would make would be Jenny Slate in Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. No one could have voiced Marcel quite like Jenny Slate.
That's a good one.
All right, mine. I had Alexander Skarsgård in The Northman. Nobody looks like him, and he was the perfect play gladiator. Edward Norton, I think, is the perfect Glass Onion lead because nobody has that persona. Michelle Yeoh obviously can't be replaced in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Viola Davis, ditto with The Woman King, and ditto with Tom Cruise in Top Gun Maverick.
It's kind of cheating to say a sequel, though.
Well, sort of, but nobody's doing that ever.
True.
Yeah, I understand that. That's why I didn't say it.
Val
before.
Kilmer as in Top Gun Maverick.
Again.
True.
It's a sequel.
Yeah.
All right. What's our consensus pick?
I think it's Cruise, right?
It's a sequel. You can't say that.
Yeah, says the person who picked Nicolas Cage in a movie about Nicolas Cage.
I mean,
if we're talking about low-hanging fruit.
I think Jenny Slate's
that was your
not a bad
pick too,
call.
though, Zach. You said it.
I'd be fine with Jenny Slate.
I think it should be a Michelle Yeoh.
That's good too.
Fine.
I thought about her.
Yeah, do that one. I'll show you.
So we're actually gonna give Everything Everywhere All at Once its first nomination.
It's going to win Best Picture. It gives us a little bit more credibility if we actually mention the film that's going to win Best Picture. So,
all right. But what wins between Nicolas Cage and The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, Danny Trejo in the stupid Regal commercial, Channing Tatum in Dog, Mia Goth in Pearl, and Michelle Yeoh in Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Mia Goth.
My vote goes to Nicolas Cage.
It's Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Okay, fine.
Nicolas Cage.
Danny Trejo deserves some shout-outs, though. They've been waiting the whole episode.
He's been waiting this whole time watching us.
Yes,
my favorite film of 2022 was definitely Everything Everywhere All at Once. It was bloody fantastic.
He must be from Britain. the spelling. Who says bloody as a adjective?
Well, it got a nomination. There you go. All
There
right.
we go. Thank you, Tom.
We've got two more
Subscribe.
categories to go. One to reveal, one to debate, and the one first we are revealing our best director of the year
Oh boy.
nominees.
Okay,
Was it
spoiler
Young
alert. I
Sammy?
There are
forgot.
6 of them.
I had a big blind spot that I totally didn't put on this list. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. All right.
We'll see
here
if
we
it's
go.
on the list, Adam.
Yeah.
We'll
Sorry.
see if it's on the list first. Here we go. These 6 movies, or the 6 directors nominated for Best Director for the 2022 Almost Sideways Movie Awards are Edward Berger for All Quiet on the Western Front,
All right.
Nice.
Damien Chazelle for Babylon,
Nice.
Was that your
Joseph
oversight, Adam?
Kaczynski for Top Gun Maverick, Martin McDonough for The Banshees of Inisherin, Gaspar Noé for Vortex, and S.S. Rajamouli for RRR.
Adam, you suck.
I fucking knew it. I
You
knew it.
got to be kidding me.
Damn it. Todd
Oh.
Field, I'm sorry. Oh. Oh.
There were 10 overlaps on the
Hold on.
list.
I'm booting
and
myself out of this podcast. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I think
SS
Todd-
Rajamouli really made it in. Wow.
Todd Field was 7th. I will say that. Yep.
Hey, RRR got a nomination now. So there you go.
All right. Let's see here. Whose turn is it to talk? It's Zach. What was on your list that didn't make it here?
Audrey Dewan from Happening. Yeah, real nice getting some women nominees in there. Gerard Carmichael on The Count of 3. Chloe Okuno for Watcher. Steven Soderbergh for Kimmy. Ty West for Pearl. And of course, Oliver Hermanis for Living.
Todd, what did you have?
Obviously, I had Todd Field, and I had Jacques Audiard for Paris 13th District, Gina Prince Bythewood for The Woman King, Riley Stearns for Duel, Luca Guadagnino for Bones and All, and Davy Chow for Return to Seoul.
Adam, what else did you have?
Well, I knew I had the Woman King director there as well. I had Charlotte Wells for After Sun, Ty West, Pearl, Zach Kreger for Barbarian, the Daniels for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Robert Eggers for The Northman, and Matt Reeves for The Batman.
And I had, let's see here, that wasn't on the list. James Cameron, Avatar: The Way of Water, Matt Reeves for The Batman, Baz Luhrmann, Elvis, Jordan Peele for Nope, Sam Mendes for Empire of Light, and Guillermo del Toro for Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
So Todd Field made 3 of our lists and didn't make it.
2.
It didn't make Adam's list because he forgot.
Yep.
Just like the Oscar voters in 2001.
There you go. Our 6 for Best Director. Last category. We always end every podcast with our quote of the day. So we're ending this episode with quote of the year. So
How are we even doing this?
I don't know. I think we nominate one. We kind of do the same thing we've been doing,
Okay.
and then we pick which one's the best. So we're going with let's see here. Zach, you're the first one that gets to nominate here.
Well, I have a quote, and then I have each of your individual quotes of the year. So the movie quote
Oh,
of the
wow.
year, the movie quote of the year comes from Lydia Tarr, who says, "Don't be so eager to be offended. The narcissism of small differences leads to the most boring kind of conformity," which I think describes this podcast. But my individual quotes of the year, Terry's quote is, I watch the supercut of our John Malkovich impressions once a day. Todd's quote of the year is, "I really want to give 4 stars to 80 to Brady, 80 for Brady." And then Adam's
That
quote
was this year, not last year, but yeah.
Adam's
Gotcha.
quote of the year is, "I hate reading."
It's my eyes, okay? I like reading. God damn.
You even turned the lights on though. I don't know.
I need glasses.
All right, Todd, what's your quote of the year?
I mean, I guess I'll go with. I mean, I'm gonna say all these eventually anyway. I guess. I'll go with my Banshees quote, which is, "Well, if he is depressed, he could at least keep it to himself. You know, push it down like the rest of us." I think everybody can relate to that.
Nice.
Beautiful, beautiful. Adam, what's your quote of the year?
I'm gonna go with the Woman King. It's a little line that says, "You do not remember me. You do not remember me. Now you will never forget me." That's how I feel about this podcast. Now that you watched our live stream.
All right. So I'm next.
Yeah, except you forgot Todd Field, so he couldn't have been that unforgettable.
Okay. Oh man, I've got some good ones here. Which one am I going to put on here? I think this one's probably the best one. I think it describes the podcast and kind of describes my taste and everything as well. It is, and it's a movie we haven't mentioned yet. So there we go. It comes from Bros.
Oh, God.
And the quote is, "I'd rather be cliche than miserable."
Nice.
I think it's a good quote.
Interesting. I don't think anything about what we've done is cliche.
I can be cliche at times.
Yeah.
All right. What else do we have on the list? I think I have.
Anything.
I have. I think the one I thought about going with was, "You told me not to think."
Yeah, I had that written down too. Because I think we've quoted that multiple times on the podcast.
I think so.
What's the line?
From Top
You
Gun.
told me not to think.
Yeah,
a good
because it pays off a line earlier in the movie too. Even
Yes.
another one I have, which I think I quoted when I reviewed the movie on the podcast, is from Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. It's, "No man is free while the one bunghole is in chains." And I also have written down from The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I should always trust my shamanic instincts as a thespian. Because it's as cage as it gets.
I had a couple. I had one. I had
Yeah.
two, actually. The Fablemans. Now remember this: if the horizon's at the bottom, it is interesting. If the horizon's at the top, it's interesting. If the horizon's in the middle, it's boring as shit. Now, good luck to you, and get the fuck out of my office.
Whoa! There we go.
Sorry,
I quoted that on one of our podcasts.
I dropped it.
All right. I've got 4 more I want to mention.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. A fan. Tom, don't throw your life away
from the Batman.
And sucked
into a bagel from Everything Everywhere All
That's a good one.
That's a good one too. So another one, this from Glass Onion. "It's a dangerous thing to mistake speaking without thought and speaking the truth, don't you think?" I thought that was a good one. One that I think describes this podcast well is, from Banshees of Inisherin, "If I was to cut something off myself for every dull person that came in here, I'd only have my head left." And from Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, "I will try my best, which is the most anyone can ask for." I think that's a good one. But the one that might best describe this podcast is from Ambulance, and it's, "You are all going to have the greatest story to tell at dinner tonight."
It's cashmere.
That's good.
So,
But You Told Me Not to Think should be our 5th.
yeah,
right?
that's got to be our
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I think that's our winner too.
It might have to be the winner.
Did Top Gun and Ambulance get the most wins tonight?
I don't know. It's got to be the winner. You Told Me Not to Think. All right. That means, 1, 2, 3.
We had a shitload of
4
Banshees
wins
mentions.
for Top Gun Maverick that we found out tonight. So there we go. And that's not including Best Picture, which we already had. So anyways, there we go. That's our
Bob.
the 2022 Almost Sideways movie awards. We've got some winners and we've got some nominees. We've got some movies that we need to go watch.
There's winners and there's Steve-O.
That's a perfect way to end this. There are winners and then there's Steve-O. Oh man, I love it. So we'll be getting back at this next month for our Almost Sideways Oscars preview, where we will reveal who wins of the categories that we revealed the nominees of tonight. And then from there, we'll continue on. We'll be back at you next week with another back to normal episode. We've got some power rankings to do, some trivia, all that fun stuff. Talking about some of the stuff that's coming out. And yeah, thank you for joining us for the Almost Sideways Movie Awards special. We'll be back at you next week with another episode. Until then, have fun watching movies, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Later.
Later.
Boom.